Tonight from Fenway Park, the Red Sox invite the Tampa Bay Rays in for the last 3 games before the All-Star break. The Sox hoping to sustain some momentum against a sticky opponent. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway. Great to have you along. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley, Garen Austin, alongside in just a couple of moments. And Eck, the Red Sox are only 2-4 against Tampa Bay so far this season. Tampa Bay in last place, but David Ortiz has long punished them.
He's punished them here and punished them down there in Tampa. You know, he hit his 500th home run off of Matt Moore down there and got to 500 in a hurry in one day. But what he's done this year has absolutely been incredible. It all started on opening day with the home run, and you see his last time out here against Martin Perez. He backlays him, and this ball is hit as hard as any ball he's hit this year, maybe his career. He didn't get it up in the air that high, but the numbers he's put up this year are ridiculous. How can you quit when you're hitting like he's hitting? 337 average. The doubles are unbelievable. The RBIs, the OPS. I mean, he's going to his All-Star game. I mean, how does he quit this game? It'd be like me quitting after saving 50 games. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but his 10th All-Star game, and he is going to walk away. He is not backing off from that pronouncement from before the season began. Well, tonight the Red Sox are up against a right-hander, Chris Archer. They have really knocked around. Sean O'Sullivan faces Tampa Bay here in Game 1 on a Friday night at Fenway Park. BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. Subaru Retailers of New England. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Back at Fenway, Game 1 between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, the last 3 until the All-Star break. Dave O'Brien back with you. Time to bring in Garen Austin in just a moment. But first we take a look at the trade that Dave Dombrowski put together yesterday. The Red Sox acquiring third baseman Aaron Hill and cash considerations. The Brewers getting Aaron Wilkerson, a right-hander, and the infielder Wendell Rijo. Let's go to Garen. And Garen, this is a deal that gives the Red Sox some depth and another infielder who can hit with some power.
Well, that's right, OB, but he said that he was a little bit surprised when he got the call that he'd been traded yesterday, but he is very happy to join this team. Hill is an experienced infielder who brings a much-needed right-handed bat to the lineup, plus a veteran presence to the clubhouse. Here's what manager John Farrell had to say about the trade.
We felt to balance out our roster, give us maybe to better equip and match up against some left-handers. We felt like we needed a right-handed bat on the infield. Aaron Hill is a veteran guy that's done it for a number of years. There's some familiarity back to Toronto days, but fortunate to be able to add a veteran like Aaron to this lineup.
He also has some power in it, bet. He had 36 home runs one year. Well, O'Sullivan on the mound here for the Red Sox. The Sox are 3-0 in games that he has pitched. He hasn't gone real deep, but he'll try to tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 1. West Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Well, it's a cool night here in Boston. Feels more like April as Sean O'Sullivan takes the Red Sox onto the diamond. He's 2-0 with a 6.61 earned run average. 28-year-old out of San Diego. Overcast skies, but it is dry. Time to look at the Rays lineup he'll be facing. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. And Logan Forsythe will lead it off, followed by Brad Miller and Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison, the first baseman. Brandon Guyer in center field. Steven Souza just off the DL about a week ago. He's in there in right. Dickerson to DH. Franklin in left. And Hank Conger is the catcher and number 9 hitter against the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by New England Audi dealers. That's O'Sullivan. Last Sunday enjoyed what he called one of the highlights of his career when he got a rousing ovation and picked up a win.
Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Boston is 10th in the league, 48 errors and 84 games. On the infield, newcomer Aaron Hill, Bogarts at short, Dustin Pedroia at second, Hanley Ramirez at first. In the outfield, Brock Holt in left, Bradley Jr. in center, Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Sandy Leon catching Sean O'Sullivan.
And tonight's umpires are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. Nick Lentz is the young man behind the plate. Corey Blazer at first, Jeff Nelson at second, and Greg Gibson makes the decisions at third base. And we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota certified used vehicle right now. And here's the forecast for tonight. Right now 64 degrees. The wind is moving from in to the right at 13 miles per hour, and it is cloudy. There have been some showers in the area. We are hoping to escape those tonight. Game 1 about to get underway. The Red Sox and the Rays. Tampa Bay 3-19 over their last 22, but 2 of those wins came at the expense of the Red Sox.
I mean, that's as bad as it goes for Tampa Bay. We came in there and they'd lost 11 in a row, and when you saw what happened, Erod got slapped around that game. So anything can happen.
Forsythe in, O'Sullivan's first offering. In for a strike, and we're underway. O'Sullivan pitched pretty well, although not very long. 5 innings against the Angels in his last start. He gave up 2 runs. But that was the night after the Angels' 21-2 blowout of the Red Sox. So he got a big hand when he left after 5 innings.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He did what he had to do. Probably the best time he's pitched for the Red Sox. Done a lot of good work in Pawtucket. You see what he's been doing in Pawtucket. Throwing across his body. I mean, it's just obvious. If that wasn't the same guy, he didn't do that. I guess somebody had said he had talked or heard that Arrieta had talked about throwing across his body, and you know what happened with Arrieta. I'll be trying that real soon.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well for him. One of the best pitchers in baseball. The 1-2. All even now on Forsythe. He's coming off a poor series against the Angels. He was just 2 for 17 in that series, but he has some pop. He's hit 7 homers. Miller on deck. And the 2-2 from O'Sullivan. He blows him away at 90 miles an hour. He strikes him out. 1 gone.
Yeah, a little deception. That's where it is. It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. That ball beats him. There's got to be something to that cross-body fire.
O'Sullivan in his career 13-23 as a major league pitcher. But getting an opportunity here at the back end of this Red Sox rotation, they need somebody. Miller hitting .248, 13 home runs. He has hit some tape measure shots too among those 13. Softly rolled to Pedroia. 2 up and 2 down. Very quick out there for the right-hander. And Longoria will be next. Tampa Bay coming in last place with a record of 34-51. But they're actually 4-2 against the Red Sox this season. Under Kevin Cash, the manager.
Hasn't been an easy year for him. Last year they played so well. I remember Tom Caron talking about he's going to be a manager of the year. Just went downhill from there.
Longoria hitting .280. He's had a good year. 18 homers, 45 runs batted in. And a career that has had some ups and downs, but going up at the moment. He's had a very good first half. Among the final 5 for the All-Star balloting for the fan voting for that final spot.
It's got to be difficult hitting in this lineup with the kind of lineup he has. Nobody hit around him, and he's still having a nice year. 18 home runs.
2-0 pitch lined into left center field. That one hit stiff for a base hit. So Longoria is aboard. Michael Saunders of Toronto, by the way, won that fan balloting. He was out in front from the get-go and he held it.
That's kind of surprising to me, but then again, those Toronto fans, they've been paying attention in the last year or two.
And Belt won in the National League. Brandon Belt. Well, here comes Logan Morrison, the first baseman, .237. 10 homers. He's driven in 31 runs. A 2-out single by Longoria. We talked about this a lot when the Red Sox were at Tropicana Field. This is a Tampa club that has a devil of a time scoring. As that's in there for a strike. Last in the American League in runs and in batting average.
You know, they hit some home runs, but a lot of solos. 115 home runs in the season, 75 solos.
0-1 breaking ball down low and stopped by Sandy Leon.
O'Sullivan has a lot easier time facing right-handed hitters, you would think. More deception, more weapons. Left-handed hitters get a good look at him.
Longoria with a short lead, being held by Hanley Ramirez at first base. And the 1-1. A strike on the inside edge at 90. And he will not throw much harder than that.
He's got a little cutter too that he likes to use.
Red Sox have won all 3 of his starts this season, and all of them coming here at Fenway. Trying to get out of the first inning unscathed. That has been such a challenge for Red Sox starters. The All-Star Stephen Wright was able to do it the other day. That brought up a big cheer from Fenway. Got out of the first without a run.
See this slider?
2 down on the 1-2. And he tied him up with it. He strikes him out. 1 left. Red Sox coming up in the first. It's brought to you by BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. It'll be Mookie Betts leading it off, then Dustin Pedroia and Xander Bogaerts. David Ortiz, Hanley Ramirez at first base with Jackie Bradley in center. Brock Holt, the left fielder. Aaron Hill gets his first start. He's at third base. And Sandy Leon is the catcher against the Rays starting pitcher. Brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Chris Archer, 4-11 with a 4.50 ERA. Those 11 losses, tops in the major leagues. And the first one to Mookie Betts is taken inside for ball 1.
He's not loving those 11 losses, that's for sure. And against the Red Sox, 1-8. They just light this guy up. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in the league.
0-2 this season against the Sox.
Let's just say was one of the best pitchers in the league. The strikeouts are there. Second in the league to strikeouts to David Price. But it just hasn't been there for him since the All-Star break last year. He's been just average, if not below average.
Career 5.67 ERA against Boston. Downstairs. I talked to him last year when he was working for ESPN in the postseason. He's a very outgoing, gregarious kid, 27 years old, and he's terrific on the air. Does a great job breaking down pitching staffs, and
he's just not finished pitching yet.
That's the problem at this point, anyway. The 3-0 is right through there. But we were talking about the Red Sox. He said, "Oh man, the Red Sox, they wear me out because they're so patient." Said they don't bite for the stuff that I'll throw a little bit off the corner like a lot of other teams do.
A little strikeout pitch is a ball.
And here's a perfect example. Mookie Betts never walks, but he walks him right away.
A lot of bad first innings. The Rays defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They are 12th in the league with 54 errors in 85 games. Around the infield, Evan Longoria, Brad Miller, Logan Forsythe, and Logan Morrison at first. In the outfield, Nick Franklin, center field, Brandon Guyer, Steven Susan Jr. in right. Behind the plate, Hank Conger catching Chris Archer.
Mookie Betts aboard on ball 4. He has 13 stolen bases. Conger does not throw well at all back there. Running immediately. And here's the throw, and then not going to get him. Safe by a mile. His 14th steal. You could see that coming right down Broadway.
Well, everybody knows he can't throw anybody out, and Mookie's got a great big lead right there. Good jump. Bad pitch to throw to. It's safe, easy. And I'll tell you what, Mookie could probably do this a lot more, and they haven't made him steal bases. He's going to steal 20 easy this year, but probably could steal 40 if you pushed it.
You might be looking at a 30-30 year out of him.
Right.
As Dustin Pedroia faces a 1-0 pitch, and that's high. So immediately Archer is wild. He has thrown 7 pitches and 1 strike.
And this is a type of club that, they're not going to score a lot of runs anyway. If he goes out there and gives up runs in the first inning, I mean, they've got no chance.
Archer with a 2-0. And he drops it in. He loves that slider. That's his best pitch. It's been ranked as one of the best sliders in all of baseball when he's going well. Also a fastball and a sinker and a pretty good changeup. Betts at second. And strike 2.
Back-to-back sliders. This is the type of kid, though, that goes out there, pitches 5 innings, strikes out 10 guys, throws 120 pitches. Walks 3 guys. His walks are way up this year. Home runs are up, giving up 17 bombs.
Well, look at that split. His home and road ERA. What a difference. And on the road, he's allowing a batting average of .301. Been very hittable away from the trop.
He may be a broadcaster before he wants to be.
It's happened to some guys. Didn't happen to you, but it's happened to some guys.
He's getting prepared.
We're always welcoming.
Yes.
Here in the booth. Here's the 2-2 to Dustin Pedroia. He skipped it up there. Pedroia has never had a lot of fun facing him, though. Petey just 6 for 26 in his career against Archer.
Taking him deep twice, though.
Off to a nice solid start here in the month of July, as are the Red Sox. They're 4-2 this month after a dreadful June that ended by dropping 2 out of 3 against the floundering Rays in St. Petersburg. 3-2. That one hammered into left field for a base hit. Hit very sharply. Betts into third base, and Brian Butterfield was stopping there. And the Red Sox have him on the corners for Xander Bogaerts. And right away going after Archer.
Well, this is the big leagues now. You can't be throwing fastballs right down the middle. And to Pedroia, he just loves this pitch and goes to work on it. Only a base hit, a little topspin ground ball base hit. Mookie can't score on it, but once again, Archer's in trouble. First and third, nobody out.
Time for our twisted but true fact. The Red Sox featuring 3 players with 100 or more hits in Bogaerts, Betts, and Pedroia. The most before the break since '04 when Damon, Manny Ramirez, and David Ortiz did it. Twisted Tea, the hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Xander Bogaerts now at .332, 9 homers, 52 runs batted in. And of course heading to San Diego in the All-Star game for the first time in his career.
Many more to come, I would assume.
He has reached base in his last 18 games. Sox trying to jump on Archer. Scoreless in the first at the moment. David Ortiz on deck. Red Sox in the red tops here on a Friday. Well, you look at Xander Bogaerts over his last 14 games against Tampa Bay. They can't get him out. He's hitting .411 over that span. What do you think? You have a runner at third base, nobody out, but do you send Pedroia here?
No, I don't think so. That's why he has no lead over there. You don't want to mess this inning up. A big Poppy on deck, waiting to get a big inning.
Not running. Swung right through it. Foul tipped into the mid. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Especially with this guy's control, you don't know when he's going to throw a strike. That ball was high.
Xander fourth in the American League with runners in scoring position, and he has Mookie Betts at third. Pedroia at first. He's hitting .355 in these spots. Gets a piece of that one in the count 1-2. Archer is a guy who absolutely can dominate, though. Last summer, he had a 3-start run that was off the charts. He struck out 15 against the Angels. The next start, 12 against Seattle. And then 11 in the start after that. So he piled up 38 strikeouts over 3 starts, and he did not walk a single batter over that span. And that set a major league record for strikeouts without a walk. That many strikeouts over 3 starts.
And every time I've seen him pitch, he's looked wild.
Base hit. Red Sox on top 1-0. Here comes Mookie Betts. Pedroia safely to second base, and the first 3 Red Sox have reached against Archer.
He's not fooling anybody. That wasn't such a bad pitch. It didn't go across. His slider sometimes just goes down. It doesn't slide. See, this is a slider. See how it spins? It doesn't go across. It goes down, and he goes down there and gets it. That's a good piece of hitting, but we've seen that a lot. He just flicks that ball in the hole. Easy base hit, RBI for Bogey.
His 116th hit. He's number 2 in the majors. David Ortiz to step in with 2 men on and nobody out, and they were still buzzing around Fenway even with the off day yesterday when we came to the ballpark today over his home run 2 days ago against Martin Perez. Tried to hold up. He got fooled. A swing and a miss for strike 1.
Well, it's kind of hard to forget. I know he's hit over 522 home runs, but this ball had a sound to it, and it didn't get up. He didn't lift it that high. It was on a line, and you see how far it went back into the seats. 12, 14 rows back.
Can he hit it harder than that?
I don't know, but if he gets it up, that, like we're talking about, that red seats comes into play.
The 0-1. Fastball in tight.
You know, to talk about 1 home run by Ortiz after all the home runs we've seen, it's like, are we exaggerating?
Well, we've seen him hit the ball deeper, no question about that. But I don't know about harder.
Right, that ball was. Whew.
Just no lift. The 1-1. High pop up into right field. Forsythe will come in on it now. It is a windy night and into foul territory. He'll make the catch for the out, and the runners will hold at first and second. That wind definitely took it.
Right there. He lifted that.
So 1 man gone. Hanley Ramirez coming up. This home field advantage is brought to you by Lowe's, and the Red Sox on this homestand through 6 games so far, hitting .366 with 82 hits, averaging 7 runs per game. In front here, 1-0. Ortiz with a mile-high pop-up, and that'll bring up Hanley Ramirez. And you could argue he's the hottest Red Sox hitter right now. Average up to .287 with 8 homers, 48 RBIs. He has had an excellent homestand. Ball 1.
Boy, he has looked good at the plate, taking his walks when he gets them. Hits the ball the other way when they give it to him.
Lots of doubles. Red Sox have as a team have 213 doubles to lead the majors. It's 35 more than any other club. 2-0.
And he plays on your anxiety to swing the bat. I mean, because those nasty sliders are hard to get to. You got to force him to throw you a strike.
Pedroia at second, Bogaerts at first, and a run in. And that's ball 3. You make a great point about Hanley being so patient in recent days. He's had 22 plate appearances on this homestand. He's reached 14 times. Jackie Bradley will be next. And Archer's 3-0. And he walked him on 4 straight. That's his second walk in the inning, and they're all loaded up for Jackie Bradley.
We talk about the Red Sox having bad first innings. Well, this guy could join the party. He's had it all year long. League leader in first inning giving up runs. Boy, it hadn't been an easy game here for the manager for that club. Kevin Cash has seen it all happen this year. Everything's falling apart right now.
Jackie Bradley can help that trend again tonight, hitting .293, 14 homers, 54 runs batted in. Only one man down, and they're all filled up. And he'll take a strike. Jackie has recorded an extra base hit each of his last 3 games. And pretty darn good with the bases loaded. They're jammed up in the 0-1. And he takes a ball.
See how that slider, it's so hard it goes straight down.
One to nothing Red Sox, looking for more right away. And the 1-1. He takes a strike. 96 right through there. Archer 6'3", about 190 out of Clayton, North Carolina. He's supposed to be the ace of their staff, but he's 4-11. Here's the 1-2. Got jammed. And just fought it off.
That is a hard slider, 90 miles an hour.
Look at all those strikeouts, 127, which is second in the American League to David Price.
You know, hooray for strikeouts. Especially in this day and age. I mean, everybody's punching out. You're going to lead the league in strikeouts and lose 20 games. Congratulations.
They lead all the way around on a 1-2 into the dirt. We've seen this before with Archer against the Red Sox. Very, very long innings, and the next pitch will be his 28th, and he only has 1 out. Brock Holt on deck.
Boy, he had to do a lot of coaching this year, Hickey, with his staff. Not the same staff. It used to be all about their starting pitching.
The 2-2. Fly ball into right center field. Moving over Souza on the run, and a near collision. Souza makes the catch. Pedroia will tag. He is in to score. Geyer had his cap knocked off by his teammate, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0. That could have been a whole lot worse for them.
I mean, this is Geyer's ball all the way, and Souza gets in the way, and watch him snow cone this ball. This is a center field, calls him off, and he still catches this ball barely. Watch the ball almost come out of his glove when he hits him in the head. You see it? Whoa! Almost came out of his glove. That would have been devastating, and he gets the ball in. Only 1 run scores, but Geyer's got a headache.
And Archer's down 2-0. Bogaerts advancing second to third as he tagged up. And the Ramirez remaining at first base, so they're on at first and third. And Brock Holt will get in, hitting .254 with 4 homers and 22 RBIs. There goes Hanley. The fake, and now they've got Xander Bogaerts in a rundown. Conger chasing him back. A bad throw. The tag. He's safe. Oh. And Hanley Ramirez safely into second. Had him in a rundown. That's the way the season is going for Tampa Bay. Xander Bogaerts should be out.
He should be out. The problem here is Miller, the shortstop, is late backing up over there. I mean, he's concerned about Hanley stealing second base. See where the shortstop is. He's got a long ways to go to back up. As soon as Longoria lets go of this ball, the shortstop's not there yet. High throw. There's no lane to throw to. High throw. He's safe underneath the tag.
They are, however, going to challenge it.
Look at that throw, and does he get it down in time? He might have, because his back foot took a long time to kick the bag.
Yep, I would say he's out.
I think he's out barely. Watch his right foot doesn't hit the bag. It's curled up.
And if that is the case, if they do change the call and reverse it here, and I think they very well might, that short circuits what could have been a huge inning for the Red Sox.
You think he's touching the bag, but you see his right foot curled, right? That's the one that has to touch the bag, and it's just not there yet. See, back there, it's not there yet. I don't know if they could see that or not.
They do, and they have called him out.
He deserves to be out.
So a base running mistake, but the Red Sox get to 2-0 Boston after 1. The Red Sox do have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays as we go to the top half of the second inning. Brandon Guyer, who just got clocked by his teammate Souza moments ago. See if he is seeing stars. He will take a strike. But heck, the Red Sox could have done a lot more with that inning. The base running mistake by Bogaerts. We'll see if it comes back to haunt them tonight. But that's a mistake he's embarrassed by.
We've had several blunders on the bases, haven't we?
Sure.
Jackie tried to take third in Tampa a week ago. Kind of a silly play. 4-0, down 4-0.
It's a very good base running team, but lately they have been bitten by the bad base running bug. 1-1 to Guyer, hammered into left field, but coming on Brock Holt. The wind certainly knocking that down a little bit. Going to be a pitcher's friend tonight, and Guyer is out. Follow Red Sox baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone or tablet today. Here's Souza. He's hitting .260 with 10 homers, 27 runs batted in. He recently returned from the disabled list 6 games ago. Has pretty decent power. And O'Sullivan's first one is well outside for ball 1.
Well, you see O'Sullivan throwing across his body. It's amazing how far he steps across. A lot of deception going on against a right-handed hitter.
1-0 and a pop-up into center, racing out Pedroia, coming on Bradley. Jackie will make the one-handed play. 2 down. We talked about Tampa Bay being last in runs and in batting average in the American League. They're also 13th in ERA. Only Minnesota has allowed more home runs than they have. And they're 12th out of 15 in fielding percentage.
This used to be about pitching with them. They had great starting pitching. They always ended up finding a bullpen somehow. They'd change closers here and there, but they'd always seem to find one. Well, it's not going to come back this year. I mean, this is a bad run they're on, the worst run of their, the franchise record. 19 out of 22 they've lost.
Corey Dickerson, a hitter.
They got Dickerson up here that they got for Jake McGee, who I thought was a nasty left-handed pitcher. This guy's got some pop, but he's all or nothing.
13 home runs, all of them against right-hand pitching. O'Sullivan with 2 quick outs. On the verge of another one here. O'Sullivan has faced the Rays twice in his career. No wins or losses. ERA over 5. But the last time he faced them in 2010, he was with Kansas City. No decision. He allowed just 2 hits over 6 scoreless innings.
He just never made the most out of the chances that he got in the big leagues before this. Maybe this is his time. He finally gets an opportunity. You didn't think he ever would. You think it'd be somebody else, Owens, or if it wasn't for Buchholz pitching the way he was, he wouldn't be here right now anyway.
That's baseball, though, isn't it?
It is. You get a chance, you get an opportunity, you make the most of it.
1-2 and a line shot and a fair ball just inside the chalk down the line. It'll carry him back to Mookie Betts. He has a chance here, but a bad throw that trickles in at about 12 bounces.
I think Mookie got so excited that he thought this guy's going to run on me that he hurried up. It could happen to anybody. He just slammed this ball into the ground.
That was ugly.
That was an ugly throw. But as soon as this ball hit chalk down the line and bounced off the boards, Mookie wasn't that far away from it, and he was just getting to first base rounding, and he said, I've got him easy. Oh, he didn't even set up, which is kind of strange. He had time.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he had time to set up and make a strong, accurate throw on the fly, and tried to do it on the run. Didn't work out.
Tried to make it like an infielder.
Right. Back to his second base days.
Yes, he did.
So it's a double all the way for Dickerson, and we'll bring up Nick Franklin. He's their left fielder. 297 with 1 home run. Lefty hitter. In there for strike 1. Franklin just came off a terrific homestand in which he drove in 11 runs. He did that in 9 games. 6 of them came in the series against the Red Sox.
Got Koji, hit a 2-run shot off of Koji.
Toward the alley. Here comes Jackie Bradley, and he's not going to be able to make the play. It falls in. That'll score a run. Dickerson rounds third and touches home. It'll be a base hit for Franklin, so he's at it again against the Red Sox. That'll make it 2-1. Well, you could see Jackie Bradley approaching that, thinking I might have a chance to dive.
Ball's on a line. You're just hoping it stays in the air long enough for Jackie to get underneath it. He could not. Kind of short hopped him right there. He knew he had no chance. That ball was dying quickly, and that's an RBI for Franklin.
So he has 12 RBIs in the season. Half of them have come against the Red Sox. And here's Hank Conger, the catcher, 200 with 3 home runs. And 2 down. That's across for strike 1.
Boy, we saw that little eephus ball the other night from A.J. Griffin, didn't we? Kind of reminds me of that. That was 72 miles an hour, though.
Griffin's was 65, 66 miles an hour. Runner goes. It's inside. Here's the throw by Leon. The tag, and won't get him. So Franklin has a stolen base.
Kind of forgot all about him out there. Long delivery to home. You watch the high leg kick right there. He's got this base stolen. He was gone. You go to sleep for a while here and they could take off on you. He doesn't have a slide step.
A base hit by Conger could tie the game. Red Sox ahead 2-1 in the second against these pesky Rays. They always seem to be. right through it with a slider. 1-2 on Conger. Top of the order on deck, Forsythe, who struck out to begin the ball game. O'Sullivan has 2 Ks in the book, and the 1-2 moves him back. Conger with a little 3-game hitting streak that follows a 1-for-22 stretch, so he's really up and down. And O'Sullivan with a 2-2. Breaking ball and chop foul. Two down, a runner at second. NESN.com is now in Las Vegas to deliver complete coverage of International Fight Week, including UFC 200 on Saturday night. Go to NESN.com/UFC and follow NESN on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for complete coverage. Franklin, after the RBI single and the stolen base, ready to score himself. O'Sullivan trying to get out of the second inning with no more damage. And he will. A swing and a miss. He strikes him out. But Tampa Bay is on the board, 2-1 Boston. Is Pet Brock giveaway night at Fenway. The first 15,000 in attendance receive a Pet Brock, courtesy of Gold's Horseradish. For tickets and more info, visit redsox.com/promos or call 877-RED-SOX-9. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien with us. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. 2-1 Red Sox leading Tampa Bay. And Brock Holt was at home plate when Xander Bogaerts got in that unfortunate rundown and was eventually out at third base. Left everybody shaking their heads, including Xander Bogaerts, I think, on his way back out there to play shortstop. Holt to 254 with 4 home runs, having a good homestand.
No telling what would have happened last inning if he had not gotten thrown at third base. Could have been a 4-0 game.
Yep, Torrelabello there, maybe a little additional coaching. Fastball inside at the hands. Aaron Hill, just acquired from Milwaukee, is on deck, starting tonight at third base. Sandy Leon to follow him. And the 3-1. Popped and fouled, back out of play.
The ball 4 right there, but looked good enough to hit for Brock.
Hill, a guy who spent a big chunk of his career, of course, in the American League with Toronto all those years, so very familiar with Fenway Park, and he did well here.
I always thought he was dangerous every time he came to the plate. He was dangerous, what, 2009 with the 36 Jacks.
Right-hand hitter just acquired yesterday from Milwaukee. He was hitting .283 with 8 homers with the Brewers. He's been swinging a good bat too on his way to town. Here comes the 3-2. Lined into left, but Franklin nearly misplayed it and makes the backhanded grab for the out. This greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Aaron Hill, his major league career with Toronto, Arizona, and Milwaukee, 269, 159 home runs, and nearly 700 runs batted in. And he was down the clubhouse in front of the media at his locker before the game, and he said, well, doesn't everybody say when they come to Boston how happy they are to be here? When he was asked that question. But he was surprised. He was not expecting the trade.
But he's got to be thrilled. He totally does. I talked to him before, and I could tell look in his face. He's thrilled to be here.
The 0-1 and a 2-hopper to the shortstop, Miller. And he gets him for the second out. One of the reasons he said he's delighted to be in Boston is the third base coach, Brian Butterfield, because they were together in Toronto. And he called Brian Butterfield the best in the business.
Nobody says anything bad about this guy. This guy is so intense. He really is. I'm afraid of the guy until you talk to him.
Well, he might be the nicest guy in America.
Yeah. But when he's on the other team, he was mad at me once. He was a coach with the Yankees, and he didn't like me. Something had happened on the field, and we had an altercation, and he was with the Yankees, and he was staring at me.
Really?
Yeah. And he talked about it. First time I ever saw him after that, he said, hey, remember that? He doesn't forget.
Oh. But probably did it with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he did.
Telling you the story.
Better, because he's scared if he doesn't smile.
Sandy Leon at 477 with a homer and 9 runs batted in. The Red Sox going to look back at that first inning as a giant opportunity missed. That's the question now. On the base running mistake when they left an opportunity on the table to really knock Archer out early. We shall see. They've handled him so well in the past. He is 1-8 against the Red Sox. He's lost 8 straight against Boston. 2 down, bases empty. Red Sox ahead 2-1.
He hasn't struck out anybody yet. He must beat Joneson for a strikeout anytime.
He left that one low. Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox so far 4-2 on this homestand. They have won back-to-back series. Line shot and scooped up by Forsythe on a nifty play. And the Red Sox go 1-2-3, 2-1 after 2. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. Adam and Wake will break it all down. You'll also hear from Sean O'Sullivan and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? Alex Spear of 108 Stitches and a Boston Globe joining us here in the broadcast booth. Great to see you again.
Good to be seen. Thanks for having me.
One of the things that Eck and I were ruminating about before the game, and we do ruminate, is what to talk to you about tonight. We wanted to go over the first half a little bit, but specifically a high deep drive by Forsythe. He launches this one way out of Fenway Park, and that's going to tie the game very dramatically with his 8th home run to make it 2-2. But we were going to talk about pitching. That was going to be the focus.
A lot of deception going on here with Sullivan, but not with that slider. He must have left it at the heart of the plate. And Forsythe, he just does a number on the Red Sox.
He has that little cross-seam delivery, cross-body delivery that seems like it should be tough on righties, but that one just runs right back into the barrel.
I guess that's what they're supposed to do with those that don't go down and away.
So even at 2, and Brad Miller, a guy, can also do that with 13 home runs. Coming up next, he's 0 for 1 tonight with a ground ball to second. So we're talking about pitching in a 4.52 Red Sox ERA, and one of the things you're writing about is how a staff can bring that ERA down and in line with what a playoff caliber team should have.
Absolutely, and it's kind of interesting to look at the history of teams that made the playoffs after having a really rough first half of the schedule like that. There have been roughly 30 teams that made the playoffs despite having a 4.5 ERA or worse in the first half, and you'll find that the average improvement is not enormous. It tends to be maybe a quarter run in the second half. That would take the Red Sox from where they've been to about league average if they don't make a more sizable improvement. There have been a few teams that made huge leaps that went from an ERA in the 4s in the first half to an ERA in the 3s in the second half. Took a full run off their ERA in the second half. But what you find is that surprisingly they didn't actually have to make trades to have that improvement. They usually had internal guys stepping up and just being a lot better than they'd been in the first half.
Well, I know for me, as a starting pitcher, I had a lot of good first halves, but it just sort of faded, because of just overwork. A guy get to 125, 150 innings, it's not going to get better.
2-2 to Miller. Toward the middle, Pedroia will back up and fling and get him, and a good stretch there by Hanley for the out at first base.
It's a fair point, although the opposite happens too. There are guys who, let's take both Chris Archer and David Price. They're perfect examples because they're both leading the world in punch-outs right now, and they have bad ERAs relative to what you'd think they would have given that ability to get swings and misses. And the reason is they keep missing their spots, and just every time they do, the ball ends up out of the ballpark.
So like, hooray for strikeouts. Doesn't mean you're not going to give up 30 home runs. You're just going to get your strikeouts are going to come.
But it also means that you have swing and miss stuff that if you improve the execution only a little bit, you're this close to being a really good, almost elite level performer. So it's a fine line for those guys. The fact that they have struggled deeply, I think, is somewhat surprising given the quality of the stuff that they have. It is a good lesson that strikeouts aren't everything, but they indicate that there's something in the tank that could allow them to be better, just with a little bit sharper execution.
To put enough balls in play, it's going to get you. So you need a strikeout, so no one puts it in play.
Longoria the batter, and knocks that one foul. He singled in the first inning. When you look at David Price, this might be one of the things you're talking about. You can do it within the staff, drop that ERA. Obviously, he's got to have a far superior second half, and the track record indicates he will.
No doubt. If you look at guys who have those kinds of strikeout numbers, this is someone who's been an elite pitcher for virtually his entire career, dating back to his days with the Rays, certainly.
As Longoria strikes out, and they're 2 away.
And so you would expect that, there is a track record of elite performance. The fact that he still has swing and miss stuff. He just needs to use it right. He just needs to be able to execute with it in order to be something close to the performer that the Red Sox signed. But he hasn't been that yet. He's a guy who they'll look to improve his performance in the second half. And the interesting thing is watching Sean O'Sullivan pitch at the same time that Eduardo Rodriguez is pitching in Pawtucket tonight. That's another guy who they look to as potentially a source of upgrade.
Morrison trickles a foul. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
His first appearance was good, 7 innings, right, Eduardo?
Yeah,
right.
7 shutout innings, but AAA is just a world away from the major leagues right now. That said, I talked to Dave Dombrowski the other day about his view of the difference that it can make to add another guy to the rotation. He said it is transformative. If you have a 4th guy to join 3 solid guys in a rotation, the change that it brings is enormous. But he noted that they're probably not going to be able to find anyone on the trade market who's more talented than Eduardo Rodriguez. He said they just aren't out there. They aren't made available. So really their best case scenario would be to see him righting the ship and maybe by the trade deadline putting himself in position to be a contributor, but you can't bet on that happening at this point.
Fouled away here by Morrison. Now, more talented. They may not find someone more talented, but more accomplished.
And better able to compete and execute right now.
Right.
So you have that veteran. There's a difference between a guy with all of the talent in the world and a veteran stabilizer who you might look at to get to round out the rotation and to give you a solid 1 through 5.
Guys have mentioned somebody like Hellickson, right? The guy with Philadelphia, used to be the Rays. You see something like that happening?
There are 2 different. There's obviously that spread of talents that you can pursue. The Hellicksons of the world are the stabilizers, the guys who will give you reliable, competent innings. And then there's the kind of higher end guys. Let's say the mid-rotation guys, like a Tehran, who's viewed as a number 3. Some guys will view him as a number 2 starter. And then you have the kind of shoot the moon scenarios. Jose Fernandez probably ain't walking through the door. Chris Sale not happening. But you have that elite guy who then. Those are the teams that are interested in trying to get the Moncadas and the Benintendis away from the Red Sox. But the likelihood that those guys are made available is almost non-existent.
2 balls, 2 strikes, Aaron Morrison, as we chat with Alex Spear, the Boston Globe. The game has been tied on a long home run by Logan Forsythe out of Fenway Park off of O'Sullivan. It's one of the things this Tampa Bay club can do. They can swing for the fences.
Quick strike, different offense that they've had in a lot of past years. Also big strikeout numbers.
Count 3-2 on Logan Morrison.
That crossfire there doesn't have anything to do with facing left-handed hitters at all. You see this last pitch he threw. How do you crossfire and hit it on the outside corner? See this pitch, little crossfire. He's trying to throw it on the outside corner. It goes all the way the other way, because that's what when you do that, that's what you want to do against a right-handed hitter. It's hard to change that and try to dot the outside corner.
That's an arm slot that's really difficult to maintain good splits against both sides of the plate. I mean, that's not a traditional starting pitch.
I don't know how Arrieta has been able to do it for as long as he has, but that was the key to changing his whole act.
And then you look at Andrew Miller, who's straight crossfired. He's become really good against guys on both sides of the plate.
3-2 into the ship. Pedroia in shallow right, off balance. He'll get him and retire the side, but they have tied the game at 2-2. Alex, thanks so much. Always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks, Alex.
Welcome back to Red Sox baseball on NESN. I'm Garen Austin, and I'm joined by Al Horford. Al, how much are you looking forward to coming to Boston?
Very excited. I'm glad to be here. I already feel like I'm a part of everything, and I can't wait to get started.
Well, speaking of a part of it, how did it feel to throw out the first pitch tonight?
It was a great honor. It was very surreal to me. Such a historic park, and being a part of this, it was great for me and my family.
Well, you're good friends with David Ortiz. What was his reaction when he found out that you were joining the Celtics?
He was very happy. He was in shock, but I think it was a good surprise, and I can't wait to to get started.
Well, we're looking forward to having you. Welcome to Boston. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
OB, Eck, pass it back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, guys. That was an adorable sequence there. It was a little boy hanging on his leg.
He wouldn't let go.
He would not let go of Dad, and he paid for it. He took a tumble there, but it was a great moment.
You see it here. He goes down. It's hard to throw out the first pitch when you got it.
Yeah, that was Al's second.
Attached to your leg.
That was his second effort there. He had to stop the first one in order to finally get it across the plate. 3-2 the count on Mookie Betts, who walked and scored his first time.
Got him to swing at that slider way off the plate. 3-1.
Tried to hold up, did he? And no, he swung and missed. That is strike 3, rung up by Corey Blazer, the first base umpire, and one away.
Boy, you don't see that very often. Back to back sliders down away. He cannot hold up.
That is the first strikeout for Chris Archer, who is second in the league in strikeouts behind Price.
Pretty gutsy throwing 2 sliders, balls down the way, and he swings.
Here's Dustin Pedroia, who laced a single and scored a run in the first inning. When the Red Sox got 2 very quickly and appeared to have Archer on the ropes, but could not score any more. Xander Bogaerts was put out at third base. High fly to right. It hangs up for Souza over near the line. 2 down. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Boston Red Sox. Experience the thrill of playing on DraftKings right now. Play free daily using the promo code NESN at DraftKings.com. Base is empty. 2 gone for Xander Bogaerts. We're tied 2-2 here in the third.
You know, you talk about that run that he went on, 3 starts where he punched out all those guys and didn't walk anybody. It's kind of unbelievable watching him pitch, to think that obviously strike guys out, but not to walk anybody is a miracle.
Yeah, 38 Ks last summer over 3 starts, no walks.
Because he's all over the place.
He is. Often is against the Red Sox.
Maybe it's just us when we see him, but he's all over the place. I know you get on a roll, though. You can really start to. Any starting pitcher can have 3 games in a row, but the punch outs are incredible. The walks are more incredible.
Popped into right, short. Out goes Forsythe. Souza will make the play, and that will retire the side. Red Sox go 1-2-3 for the second straight inning. Iced coffee season is in high gear. Don't overpay for your iced coffee. Get a large iced coffee at Cumberland Farms for only 99 cents. Every day, anytime. Blustery night here at Fenway. Red Sox 2 and Tampa Bay 2. It is on to the fourth inning. Geyer, Souza, Dickerson against Sean O'Sullivan, who's trying to go to 3-0. And fires wide, ball one on Geyer, who's 0 for 1 with a fly to left. Really sliding over his last 10 games, 6 for his last 32. And the 1-0. Pop foul out of play. You see Matt Harvey's done.
Yeah. What's that, thoracic surgery he needs? That's happened a lot. I've seen that a lot lately.
Yes, and he's done for the season for the New York Mets. So a key loss for them. He'd had such a funky year to this point. That's a strike over the inside corner. Now the Angels have jumped on Baltimore 5-1 in the third inning at Camden Yards, although very early.
Was that Jimenez again?
Yeah, and Toronto 0-0 with Detroit in the third. Toronto right now a game in front of the Red Sox. And 2 games behind Baltimore. Red Sox are 3 back.
That Jimenez, I don't know. They're in trouble, Baltimore. Their starting rotation is scuffling.
Breaking ball popped him up into shallow center and dropping. Here comes Jackie. Oh, what a play! And a tumble! And another tumble!
That is. I'll tell you what. How about this? I didn't think he was going to get there, and then when he did, goes into a tumble, comes back, does another one. Comes up with a smile too. Kind of ended up catching it fairly easy for him, but loses balance maybe. A little smile at the end of it. Nice catch.
Sullivan loved it. Russian judge gave him a 9.7.
I thought it was going to fall in to begin with, but he got there.
It looked like it was falling in. One man out, and Souza 0 for 1 with a fly to center. Getting 260 coming in with 10 home runs. He did hit 16 home runs last year in his first full major league season. This is a lineup you have to be careful with in certain spots. The 1-0. Check swing fouled away. Looking for a cool and educational website for the kids to use while on summer vacation? Well, have them visit NessonClubhouse.com with videos, games, and a lot more. Visit NessonClubhouse.com today. A 1-1 hammered to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, who will vacuum that up and get him. 2 up, 2 down. Corey Dickerson, who ripped a double his last time up, is on deck. You know, O'Sullivan is really enjoying a very solid season with the Paw Sox. At the minor league level, he was 6-2, a 2.79 ERA. And right before he was promoted to the Red Sox, he was named to the International League All-Star team on the 29th of June.
And that's the thing. He was throwing the ball good down there, and a lot of guys do, but they never get an opportunity, and he finally did. And he's pitched okay up here. You know, last time out probably his best outing, but going forward, he's going to need to get better because I don't know what direction they're going to go. Obviously, he can only control what he can. And tonight, he looks pretty good tonight. His pitch count is down. Here he is, 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Allowed the long home run to Forsythe to tie the game after giving up a double and a single in the 2nd inning. He's looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 0-1 to Dickerson. And loop toward left field, pretty well hit. Racing back, Brock Holt on the track, circling, makes the catch. And he gets them in order. And through 3.5, we're tied 2-2 at Fenway. Our Coors Banquet timeless moment on this date in 1941. The All-Star game. Ted Williams hitting .405 at the break. Homers off of Chicago Cubs pitcher Claude Passeau with 2 out and 2 on in the 9th to give the American League a dramatic 7-5 victory. David Ortiz to start the 4th inning. Talk about a flair for the dramatic. Well, Ted Williams and Big Papi, who's 0 for 1 with a pop to second. He hammers that one deep to right field down the line. Sailing into the corner. She's gone. Number 21 for David Ortiz, and that'll make it 3-2 Red Sox.
Boy, and the beat goes on with David. He gets a pitch to hit. He does not miss it. He hasn't missed much this first half of the season.
What a season he is having.
Look at this fastball, inner half, 94 miles an hour. Pulls his hands in a little bit. Didn't get complete extension, because if he did, who knows where it lands. But this is far enough. And he gets to trot around the bases. Look how far this ball gets out of here.
His 21st, his 70th run batted in, and we're not at the All-Star break yet. Speedway proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience. For every Sox home run this season, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. All summer long, you can get any size fountain or frozen drink for just 69 cents. Andy Ramirez hits that one sharply but foul.
What a life, huh? Ortiz. Just loving life. This farewell tour. He's just loving life.
16 RBIs off Archer. Nobody else has driven in more than 9. And you remember, it was his bat flip off a home run in 2014 that drew some criticism from a very young Chris Archer. Cut on and missed for strike 3. But he can't silence him.
He cannot. Fastball. You better watch where you throw your fastball. He got it in on him a little bit, but he pulled his hands back. I mean, that's how quick he is at 40 years old.
That's what the scouts continually talk about when they talk about Ortiz in this final year. The bat speed, just how quick he is to the ball at that age.
He's hit some of the best fastballs ever this year. You cannot throw the ball by him.
524 home runs for David Ortiz, and his second in as many games. Ground ball to the second baseman by Jackie Bradley. He drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Don't miss Dining Playbook tomorrow morning at 9 on NESN. Billy and Jenny take you on a journey at the intersection of where sports and dining meet. Dining Playbook on NESN, driven by your New England Chevy dealers. Red Sox ahead 3-2 here in the 4th. The batter will be Brock Holt. Talking to Brock the other day about that statistic. When he starts for the Red Sox this year, they're 24-10. And he said, I heard that, and it's probably coincidence. But as a player, you take pride in that.
Unless, he was just barreling everything up every time he played. Little coincidence there, though.
No question, played some role in that. Rather remarkable number. The 1-1. Aaron Hill on deck. New member of the Red Sox, starting tonight at third base.
Ortiz had to hit one for Aaron Hill just so he can see him right away, get used to this.
.70 RBIs for David Ortiz, with tonight and then 2 more games left before the first half comes to an end. I mean, we're already well beyond the midway point, but that's just incredible.
This is as good a first half as he's ever had in his career.
Bases empty, 2 down, and a 2-2 from Archer. For the Red Sox, 9 of the first 12 games after the All-Star break will be at Fenway Park. But remember, the Red Sox have 2 long West Coast trips in the second half. So that schedule is a real challenge. Here comes the 2-2 again, and he slices a foul.
You see some coaching going on down in the dugout once again with Mookie.
Well, these two are always talking.
Yeah.
Constantly talking. Great relationship between Torrey and Mookie Betts. 2-2 up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit for Brock Holt. So he is 1 for 2. And that'll get it to Aaron Hill. Bring your company to a Red Sox game this year and enjoy one of Fenway's special pregame spaces, accommodating as many as 200 guests. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/groups. Hill, first time up in a Red Sox uniform, grounded sharply to the shortstop. But coming from Milwaukee, he has hit safely in 16 of his last 20 at .333, so he may have been acquired at a very good time. Swinging a good bat.
What are they doing in Milwaukee? I thought they called up Middlebrooks to play up there. That had something to do with it.
Yep, that's correct. Will Middlebrooks, former Red Sox third baseman. There goes Brock Holt. Pitch low. The throw is off target. And Brock Holt went into second base, and he's hurt.
Uh-oh.
He went in awkwardly and hard, and he is in pain at second base. And John Farrell is quickly out there. He started writhing in pain immediately. Yeah, that left leg got caught on the bag and pulled back.
Just turned it all the way back. His ankle. Hope he just hyperextended it a little bit.
Was Brock just recently back from the disabled list because of the concussion. Testing the flexibility of that knee.
You know, we've seen some ugly things this year that remind me of Swihart. You know what he did to his ankle down the left field line.
Yeah.
He walked off the field, and meanwhile he was gone quite a while. He still is. There he is.
I think you saw Brock kind of feeling for his ankle as well. Let's see if he's okay here. And out he comes. So Brock Holt limping off the diamond after a stolen base. And Bryce Brentz will come on and run for him and remain in the game at left field. So we'll get you an update as soon as we get information on Brock Holt here tonight.
Going to have that looked at, obviously, and it's going to tighten up tonight. But you got to get a picture of that thing, see what's going down.
You saw Chris Young there giving him a pat, and Chris lost because of that hamstring injury, which was worse than originally thought. So Hill steps in, and he'll take a ball up high, 2 down, a runner at second base. Red Sox leading 3-2.
And Archer has fallen asleep a couple of times on those stolen bases.
Hill takes one again a little bit high, and the count goes to 2-0. He was an all-star in 2009, Aaron Hill, and he was the comeback player of the year that year. He hit 36 homers with 108 runs batted in, batting .286. So he's been a big-time run producer at times in his career. That's a cross for a strike. In 2012, he hit for the cycle twice in one season. In fact, about 11 days apart. That was with Arizona. He's at third tonight with Travis Shaw nursing a contusion of the foot. The breaking ball snapped in there for a strike. Red Sox leading it 3-2 in the fourth. Brent's running for Brock Holt. And Archer's payoff pitch. Ground ball foul.
I remember him being a dead pull hitter.
He was with Toronto between 2005 and 2011. A long run there. So he's played for John Farrell before. He's also played for Arizona and Milwaukee. 3-2. There's a shot drilled toward the wall and left, backing up Franklin. He'll play it off the green. That's going to bring in a run. Brents will score. The throw trickles away from the second baseman. It'll be an RBI single for Aaron Hill. It makes his mark right away and puts the Red Sox in front 4-2.
Good for him right there, getting a breaking ball. He stays on it. He's seen enough of these breaking balls. This one's just spinning. And once again, dead pull. He little flips this ball off the wall, off the scoreboard. Runner Brent's running on the play. Second thoughts on going to second base. Throw would have beat him, but Forsythe didn't end up catching it, but it was a good idea to stop because he wouldn't have made it.
Hill, a .308 career hitter at Fenway, so he's liked it here. And he gets his first RBI as a member of the Red Sox, and that'll send up Sandy Leon, who is 0 for 1 with a hard ground ball to second. Now, with Leon these days, the way he's swinging the bat at .467, even his outs are noisy. Red Sox ahead 4-2 against Archer, who they have beaten 8 straight times. Heck, it's got to be in his head, isn't it?
Oh, totally. But it's been in his head not just against the Red Sox this year, just all year.
Now, if he loses tonight, long way to go yet, but if he does lose tonight, he'll be 4-12 on the year. That's a strike.
You know, he doesn't really have any command. He doesn't command his fastball. You're not sure what you're going to get out of him. One slider's good, one slider's bad. I mean, he could throw 3 pitches and punch you out, say this guy is lights out, and then make a mistake. Maybe it's just what we've seen with the Red Sox, as he's made a ton of mistakes with this, facing this team.
2-2. Now, Kevin Cash says that Archer is deathly serious about pitching. He said when they first met after Cash became the manager in 2015, they met for lunch, and Cash said there was no small talk. The very first question that Archer asked him was, what did Corey Kluber do to turn his career around? As Cash was the bullpen coach for the Indians when Kluber won the Cy Young. That one cut on and missed, and down he goes, strike 3. But David Ortiz gets the Red Sox offense going again, blasting number 21. So Sean O'Sullivan now has a 2-run lead as that one is ripped into right field by Nick Franklin, who just loves to swing against the Red Sox for some reason. And he's 2 for 2 tonight. He had the 6 RBIs against Boston in the last series at Tropicana Field.
What is this Nick Franklin? I mean, this is a kid that I heard about a couple years ago in Seattle. They're talking about the next Dustin Pedroia. And then he faded away and he went in a trade to Tampa and then sort of didn't hear from him for a while, and here he is.
And they brought him up and he came in hitting .297, 2 for 2 tonight. Bryce Brent's taking over in left field for Brock Holt, who is injured on a slide at second base. Conger, the catcher, will look at a strike. He whiffed in the second inning, 0 for 1. Red Sox in front 4-2. The hits are even at 5.
Time for a shutdown inning is what this is.
Red Sox just got a pair of runs, including another long home run by David Ortiz. Here comes the 0-1 and the throw to first. Back in Franklin, who did steal a base in the second. In his career, 11 for 12. So he picks his spots very smartly.
He has no lead.
Xander Bogaerts all by himself on the left side, a little more than halfway down to third base. As Hill has moved over to the right side into the hole. Snap toss down to first, but will not get Franklin. Same 2 clubs tomorrow afternoon, late in the afternoon. We'll have it for you right here on NESN at 4:05. And that'll be Rick Porcello against Matt Moore.
Well, they owe Matt Moore. He shut them down for 8 innings in Tampa last time out.
Now Rick Porcello with an opportunity to go to his All-Star break with 11 wins. Right now a 3.82 ERA for Rick. He's 10-2. He's had a lot of high stress innings in recent starts, but he's gotten through them. The 1-1 fouled away. And then on Sunday it'll be David Price up against his old team, facing the right-hander Jake Odorizzi. That's at 1:35. Red Sox looking for a turnaround from Mr. Price. He goes in with a .464 earned run average. There goes the runner again. Here's Leon's throw. And safe at second base. Another steal by Franklin, who's been running wild tonight.
He didn't have a big lead, but he slowly but surely got that lead a little bigger, and he gets a good jump right here. And it took forever for Sullivan to deliver the ball. Bad throw by Leon, but tried to place the tag down on his head, but he just couldn't get the tag down at all. Another stolen base for Franklin.
His second tonight. Conger struck out his first time up, just a 198 hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Forsythe on deck. Forsythe, the man who launched one totally out of Fenway in the 3rd inning off O'Sullivan. And here it comes. And he won't chase it.
But it's kind of hard to chase that one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking to pull the ball right here. See Petey and Aaron Hill changing places. I don't know why. I guess Petey's going to go deeper in the outfield.
The 3-2 pitch from the burly right-hander from San Diego. And he got a piece of it. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets, with the best seats at the lowest prices, all with a 200% guarantee. Treat yourself or someone special by visiting aceticket.com or by calling 1-800-MY-SEATS. A cool Friday night at Fenway. 62 degrees inside the ballpark. And the 3-2 again. And he slices a foul. So Conger hanging in there. The Angels now have a 6-1 lead on Baltimore in the 4th inning. They're Camden Yards tonight. Hottest team in the game right now is Toronto. They've won 6 in a row. To the right side, Hill will charge in on that. And the third baseman throws him out from the right side as Franklin moves on down to third base.
Decent at bat there by Condura, even though he hit a weak ground ball. Did get the runner over in scoring position, better than what he did last time up when he punched out.
Top of the order now in Forsythe. He struck out to begin the ball game and then blasted a long home run right out of Fenway over the monster in the 3rd inning. He has 8 home runs out of the leadoff spot. That's the most they've had from a leadoff man before the All-Star break in several years. And he takes a ball.
The home run is a slider that just didn't get out across the plate, just sort of rolled. He put his head down. He knew that ball was gone over everything.
Franklin at third, the 1-0. Looper toward right, but foul. And a really nice play made by the ball attendant.
She goes up and makes a nice play. Oh, almost fell out. Still a good play any way you look at it.
Most of the ball attendants are outstanding local softball players. And they can all field it. Here comes the 1-1. Forsythe comes from a pretty famous baseball institution in Memphis, Christian Brothers High School. It's produced 11 major leaguers, most notably Tim McCarver. Forsythe went on to play college ball at Arkansas with Eric Hinsky. And the breaking ball did not snap. So to count 3-1, a hitter's count for Forsythe. Only 1 away in the inning. Red Sox ahead 4-2 in the 5th.
Time for a little crossfire fastball.
But outside, he walked him. So they're on the corners for Brad Miller. At the Cancer Center at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, doctors and scientists are working together on therapies of the future today. From developing new treatments to delivering leading compassionate care. Learn more at bidmc.org/Cancer Center. Now Miller, who has grounded twice to second base. The Red Sox would love to see that again right now and get out of this with a double play.
Leone just came out in front of the plate to tell somebody if he's going to throw through or not if the runner takes off.
Now the ball attendant who just made that sensational play, that young lady's name is Katie Burke. She is the Boston College women's hockey goalie. So she saves everybody. Including those fans. I mean, that's a terrific play. Miller takes one down low. It's a great smile to boot. Franklin at third, Forsythe at first.
You got to be careful with his fastball.
(2-0), especially with a guy like Miller, because he's belted a number of tape measure home runs. He hit one the other day off Joe Smith of the Angels that went .440.
This is a shortstop. You don't expect a shortstop to have that kind of power. He hit a ball in Tampa to dead center field with kind of an awkward swing that went over to center field. And in Tampa, when you do that, it's like unbelievable.
Obviously, they like his power. They've had to live with some errors. He's made 13 errors at shortstop. Sullivan looking for the twin killing. Here's the 2-0. Fly ball into left center field. Moving over is Bryce Brents. The runner will tag. Franklin coming in to score as the throw comes to second base. And this is a one-run game. Give the RBI to Miller's 31st. So the stolen base was part of that. Paid off big time for the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're within one. Tomorrow at 3, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Adam Pellerin and Tim Wakefield will have a profile of the Rays' Evan Longoria, who comes up to hit now with 2 down and a runner at first.
Little slider here. Start him off.
Longoria 1 for 2, a single in the first inning. He struck out in the third inning.
I can't help but think, I saw Longoria last year had a very bad, his worst year he had was probably last year, and he started off this year with 18 home runs, having a decent year. But you put him on anybody else's line. You put him on the Red Sox lineup playing third, my goodness.
Right through there for a strike.
It has everything to do. I mean, everybody helps everybody. It's like if you don't have anybody protect anybody, how are you going to expect your star player to get anything to hit?
Morrison on deck. And the 1-1. Fouled off himself, and he goes down in a heap. Let's see if Longoria is okay. Slow to rise, but he's up.
Everybody that has that shin guard, this happens all the time. Misses the shin guard, gets him on the inside of his foot, top of his foot.
One ball and 2 strikes. Sox will have due up Betts, Pedroia, and Bogarts when we go to the last half of the 5th inning here at Fenway.
Longoria, he's got that team-friendly contract, even though it's $100 million. The first one he signed was really team-friendly. Remember when he was a rookie, he signed a 5-6 year deal.
He'd been up from the minor leagues for about 7 minutes, and they signed him to that big deal.
Yeah, the Players Association got mad at him.
1-2 runner goes, and that's going to be inside, and a runner safely down to second base.
That's the kind of pitch that you never used to see thrown. Slider that you throw right at the right-handed hitter. Hope you can catch the inside corner. I never threw a pitch like this. I mean, I'd throw a backdoor slider to a left-hander, but I would never do that inside corner to a right-hander. Just
too dangerous.
I don't know. I just never did. They do it all the time now. It starts with a little cutter. That's different. Because it's going to cut, but a big breaking ball that you start behind him, I don't know.
You're afraid you'd hang it?
I'm afraid it'll break too much and be right down the middle. I'd rather take my chances down and away, but you see it all the time now. The game, the cutter has changed a lot of things.
Yeah, the cutter is what the slider was in the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. A long time ago.
And in between there, the fork ball.
And the curveball you never even see anymore, especially like the one we saw the other night with Griffin. Nobody sees that 66 little blooper.
Yeah, it looked like an eephus pitch. The 2-2 to Longoria with a runner at second base, and he rips that one foul. Jumping all over the curveball. We're being told the diagnosis on Brock Holt is a left ankle sprain. X-rays were negative, and he will be reevaluated tomorrow. So sprained ankle for Brock on that play at second on his stolen base. Well, the way they were looking at his knee, that's got to be that one lined down the left field line, but a foul ball down into the corner.
Ooh, that's lucky right there.
But definitely foul.
Oh, it's definitely foul, but there's not much room to go foul. He hooked it just a hair. That ball's foul by 3 inches.
Greg Gibson with a great look at it.
That changes your whole night if you're the pitcher.
Kevin Cash came out to discuss it with Gibson because he could not see it from his vantage point in the dugout. He did not see it hook.
No, it hooked all right. Thank goodness for the Red Sox it hooked. He stung that ball down the line.
Longoria has driven in 45 runs. Runner at second base. 4-3 Red Sox. No activity in either bullpen. And O'Sullivan with a 2-2. Off the end of the bat and up foul.
Make sure you got that ball away. He had a lot of pitches he could handle before that last one.
Longoria's career's had some ups and downs. It started out so well. 27 home runs as a rookie. 33 the year after that. He hit 31 in 2011. Last 2 years just 22 and 21. But he's going back up again this year, the 2-2. And he yanked it, and that's going to go all the way to the backstop. Forsythe will easily advance. He's into third base on the wild pitch. And so the tying run's just 90 feet away.
I mean, he is so careful. After he hit that ball down the line off him, he said, oh my goodness, I don't want that to happen anymore. And he just yanks these sliders way outside. And it's hard to get to that pitch. I mean, you can only slide so far.
So the tying run at third with 2 down and a full count on Longoria. Morrison on deck, a left-handed hitter. Here it comes. Fouled off again. Quite a battle between these two.
Boy, he's seen all his pitches. Decent pitch to hit that time. Just couldn't keep it in play. But he hasn't got much to get him out with. The only thing he's going to get him out with is that breaking ball. But breaking ball for a strike's not a beautiful thing.
He did strike him out in the third inning. Here comes the 10th pitch of the at bat.
Here comes that slider.
3-2. High deep drive in the left field head of the wall, and that's going to catch a lot of green. And that'll drive in a run. It's going to be a long single for Longoria, but his second hit. And we'll see if that gets the bullpen going for the Red Sox here. This game is tied at 4-4.
Well, Longoria hit 2 doubles that at bat. One, a fastball that he just yanked down the line, foul by about 3 inches. Then a slider that's outside, but it doesn't matter. He goes down there and just hooks this thing. Luckily, this ball stays in the ballpark. He does not go to second base, has second thoughts. RBI single ties this game.
Now, nobody warming up just yet for the Red Sox. Even though Tampa Bay has battled back to tie it, and they have hit some shots off of O'Sullivan. 6 hits, 4 earned, in 4 2/3. Sean O'Sullivan's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket.
And nobody warming up.
You a little surprised by that?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean,
off day yesterday.
Yeah, all-star break, just waiting in the wings. I mean, I'm throwing everybody out there this weekend.
Well, here's Morrison. He has struck out and grounded to second. Longoria smashing that one in the wall. And another one ripped hard into right field. Betts to give chase. Longoria scampers into second and stops there.
I guarantee somebody's getting up now. Hello.
And finally, the bullpen will start to move around. Robbie Ross Jr. will get started. But only now, and that'll bring up Geyer, who has flied out on 2 occasions.
I mean, if this guy happens to hit a 3-run bomb right here, you should have had somebody in this game. That's all there is to it.
Tied up 4-4. 3 hits, a walk, a wild pitch, a stolen base in this inning.
I mean, I just can't let my 5th starter give up 6 runs. I can't.
Geyer 257 coming in with 7 home runs. Gets hit by a lot of pitches. He's already been hit 17 times this year.
Tells you he just doesn't move or moves into it.
I think the Red Sox had some trouble with that down at Tropicana Field. A breaking ball in there for a strike. Last year He led the American League by getting hit 24 times.
He could have had him hit his elbow right there with that curveball.
Leone out for a brief discussion. There are 2 down, but 2 on, and a go-ahead run at second base. Guy 308 with runners in scoring position. Not hitting lately in that spot. So it's Longoria at second, Morrison at first. There's a shot down the line, but he hooked it foul, but hit wickedly. Robbie Ross cannot warm up quickly enough at this point.
That's what I'm telling you. If he hits this ball out of the ballpark, a double, whatever, it's like too late. Souza on deck. It doesn't matter who's on deck.
O'Sullivan just trying to survive this inning now and keep it tied. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Geyer, and he left it down low at 91. 1-2. O'Sullivan coming in 2-0, but it's just about 5 innings will do it for him. He's hoping that's the case right now, and that one drills him. He gets hit by the pitch. Well, you could almost write that down before it happened, and the bases are going to be all loaded up here for Souza.
I mean, he didn't. I mean, how do you get out of the way of this ball? I mean, it's funny that he gets hit with everything, but there's nowhere to go there. That is a legitimate hit by pitch. You wonder what Farrell's thinking right now.
18th time he's been hit by a pitch.
Wow. I mean, you're letting the opportunity of your 5th starter to give up 6 runs with the base hit right here.
You got a left-handed hitter on deck, but now it's righty-righty. Souza is 0 for 2. There's a high, deep drive, but foul.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Is he ready?
Is he ready? If that ball is fair, this would be ridiculous.
Look at Farrell on the phone.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I mean, he was begging for him to strike out Geyer. That didn't happen. He walked him. Still didn't go to the bullpen. This doesn't fare well here, regardless how it comes out. But hopefully, he can get out of this inning.
Well, for O'Sullivan, it is a hope and a prayer right now.
He's not coming back for the next inning, that's for sure.
It's about surviving this inning. The 0-1 and a strike. 0-2 to count.
Boy, you don't even let your ace go this far in games.
Sean O'Sullivan hanging on by his fingernails. Bases loaded. 2 down, 2 strikes on Souza, who is certainly a home run threat. And the 0-2. 1-2. Souza with 16 home runs a season ago. No place to put him. Tie game. And a 1-2. Ground ball. Hill has it. Throws into second, and he gets out of the inning. I'm not exactly sure how, but the game remains tied. The Red Sox got very lucky. 4-4. Angels. Time now to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. Mookie Betts in July, 433 with 4 RBIs and a lot of doubles. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. So it remains tied. O'Sullivan gets out of a bases loaded situation, although Tampa Bay scores twice to knot it up at 4. And Archer deals a strike on Mookie Betts, who has walked and scored and struck out.
Think O'Sullivan's coming back out?
I would say no.
I would say no too, but you never know.
On deck, Dustin Pedroia and then Xander Bogaerts. I mean, given the trend of it, I would say no. But you're right.
The All-Star break's coming up. We got everybody and their brother is ready to pitch, and they're ready to pitch all weekend, so they can all stay in shape.
Archer so far has allowed 5 hits, including a home run to David Ortiz. His 21st. Down the right field line in the 4th inning. The 2-2. Punch to the right side, backhanded by Morse. He kind of stabs at it. He feeds Archer in front of Mookie Betts for out number 1. Sox fans looking for the best seats to the biggest games. Check out the official Red Sox ticket resale marketplace at RedSoxReplay.com, the best place for season ticket holders to sell their tickets when they can't make it to the game. Dustin Pedroia with a base hit and a fly out is 1 for 2, making him 7 for 28 lifetime against Archer. Pedroia snapped a 10-game hitting streak on Wednesday, but he has reached base in 16 consecutive games, including tonight in the 1st inning. One and 0. Pedroia will not be headed to the All-Star game. Saunders of Toronto won the fan vote. Pedroia was one of 5 selected for the final fan vote, but it went to the Toronto Blue Jay. So the Red Sox will have 6 men going to the All-Star game, including a man on deck, Xander Bogaerts, and a man after him, David Ortiz. Archer's 2-0. That's a strike. Archer came in 2nd in the American League in strikeouts with 127, just 3 behind his former rotation mate David Price. Hard hit, but snagged by Longoria, and there are 2 down. NESN is proud to support the Men's Wearhouse National Suit Drive in July. When you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Wearhouse, you help men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at nationalsuitdrive.com. This is looking like the Red Sox will go to the bullpen.
Thank goodness. Starting to get worried there for a while. I was worried last inning.
You sounded it.
Didn't I?
You did.
How'd you feel?
Worried. Bogaerts getting in, a single and a fly to right. That base hit in 1st inning is 116th hit. He's number 2 in the majors in hits. Strike 1. We're looking at a young umpire behind the plate tonight in Nick Lentz, who is one of the vacation umpires. He fills in for one of the regular guys. He's done a nice job back there.
Yeah, it hasn't been. I haven't said anything, which is amazing.
Now, when you didn't know an umpire, like when a new guy came on board, did you ask around? Did you get a scouting report when you were pitching?
Well,
or did it matter?
It did matter. I mean, I'd like to know what kind of plate I got, and they usually knew.
Up to the 3rd baseman, Longoria on the run, makes a nice play there, and the Red Sox go in order through 5. We're tied 4-4. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. John Farrell will go to the bullpen and bring on the left-hander Robbie Ross Jr. The call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. He is 0-1, a .494 earned run average. 32 strikeouts in 27 1/3. And when his command is on, he's been pretty nasty. In there for a strike. Occasionally he's been very wild.
Has a tendency to get wild, but he's got a good fastball too. I mean, coming from a guy like, not a big guy, but he can get it up there.
Yeah, we've seen Robbie touch 95 from that left side. Dickerson has doubled and flied to left, 1 for 2. It tied 4-4 into the 6th. He'll be followed by Franklin, Nick Franklin, who's been a pain in the neck for the Red Sox, and then Hank Conger. 2 more hits tonight for Franklin. 1-1, a late cut. Well, that was already by him.
You can see he has a tough time against left-handed pitchers. I think you said he all the home runs against right-handers.
Yes, all 13. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dickerson has scored 1 of their runs. They have a home run tonight from Logan Forsythe. The Sox home run from David Ortiz. And that one punched into left field for a base hit. That was on a fastball, so he's 2 for 3.
Boy, he just changed his stroke right there, didn't he? Forget about that big swing. He just slaps that ball. Ball's about chest high, and he hits a line drive to left field. He should try that more often.
That'll bring up Franklin. A couple of hits, a couple of stolen bases. He has scored a run. He's driven in a run. He had a huge game against the Red Sox at Tropicana when he drove in 5. You look at strike 1. So Sullivan went the first 5, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. He will have no decision. Really labored in that last inning, facing 8 Tampa Bay Rays. Allowing 3 hits. He hit a batter. He walked a man. He threw a wild pitch. That one almost got by Leon.
How did he catch that ball? Almost tore his arm off. I mean, you got to be ready. Fastballs aren't supposed to be that far away. You know, you got to be in the vicinity.
Here's the 1-1. A late cut, chop foul. Tampa Bay 4-2 against the Red Sox, but in the basement of the division at 15.5 out. As the earmarks of a long summer in St. Petersburg. For Kevin Cash, he was maybe on the hot seat when they were losing 11 in a row. Roll to the third baseman. Hill with the play. Throws to second, 1 on to first. Not in time for the double play. They get the lead runner Dickerson. Franklin safe at first. Hey, tomorrow at 3:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. Adam Pellerin and Tim Wakefield will preview Rick Porcello's start. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Number 9 hitter Conger is next. He has struck out and grounded to third. When the Red Sox come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, it's Ortiz, Ramirez, and Bradley against Archer. Ortiz has already ripped the long home run. And that's ball 1. Conger only hitting .197. He is certainly a double play candidate. The Red Sox have yet to turn one in this game. And the count 2-0. Red Sox hoping to gain ground in the division tonight. They are 3 games off the pace being set by the Orioles. Fouled back, 2-1. And the Orioles are down 6 to the Angels in the 5th inning. So a golden chance to pick up a game maybe tonight. Still a long way to go in both games.
You know, Baltimore hasn't played very well for a while now, for a good week.
2-1 late, and a count 2-2. Forsythe on deck. Ross says yes, and now the 2-2 to Conger. And that's right through there. He got him looking for strike 3, and they're 2 away.
Little backdoor slider there by Ross Jr. Guy's thinking fastball after being late on the pitch before, and he just pretty much middle slider.
Lexus is making a pledge to strike out hunger for every K by a Red Sox pitcher. Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Logan Forsythe now as Hembree is getting loose in the bullpen. In tight for ball 1. Forsythe has struck out, hit a long home run out of Fenway up and over the monster seats. He's also walked and scored a run. He's hitting .292, having a solid year. A called strike.
Get that good slider working tonight.
One right to the shortstop. Easy stab for Bogaerts, and that retires the side. Bottom of the 6th coming up. David Ortiz about to lead it off.
It's the bottom of the 6th. We're tied at 4 here at Fenway Park. Yesterday was a busy day for David Ortiz, even though it was the off day. He ended up getting some ink on his hand, a star with the number 10 for his 10th All-Star game. I talked to Ortiz about it earlier, and he said he'd been thinking about it for a while, and he got one for number 9, so he had to get one for number 10. And this one is special because it will be his last. And Obie Eck on July 26th is Build a Poppy night here at Fenway Park. The first 15,000 fans in attendance will be taking home a Build a Poppy kit courtesy of Coca-Cola. So anyone wants to check out tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos. Guys.
Garrett, thank you very much. Well, he's homered tonight as he knocked one down the right field line and gone for his 21st home run. 1 for 2. Career home run number 524 for David Ortiz. Also has more RBIs against Tampa Bay than any opponent in the Tampa Bay history. It's now 170 RBIs. This was his 50th career home run against them.
And this home run here really couldn't get extended, but see how far he hits this ball? Even though that ball was coming in on him, pulled his hands in and hit it 410 feet.
2-1, another home run cut. And knocked it foul on the fastball. I think more impressive, at least for me anyway, Eck, I wonder if you agree, in his first half, more impressive than the home runs have been the doubles.
Yes.
34 doubles by now.
It's hard to hit a double when you can't run very good, right?
The 2-2. Shot to center field. Driving back Geyer, and he'll make the play onto the warning track. That was hit stiff. One man out. Local Dunkin' Donut franchises are proud to give back to the communities in which they live and work. Thousands of kids have had a chance to catch a free Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome the Rundlet Middle School student ambassadors to historic Fenway. Dunkin' Donuts committed to the community.
I mean, he hits balls hard every night.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Hanley Ramirez now with a walk and a strikeout. We're tied up 4-4 in the 6th.
He's not hitting 330 something with, you know, getting infield hits. And the doubles are not exactly, you know, bloopers that he beat out and hustled to second base.
Yeah, David Ortiz has 34 doubles. The major league record by the All-Star break is 42. That was by Edgar Martinez in 1996.
I mean, when's the last time somebody got 60 doubles? I don't think it's been a while.
Topper foul by Ramirez. Jackie Bradley on deck. It has been a hot homestand for Hanley's, 9 for 18, and he has 6 doubles on the homestand. Red Sox looking for base runners here in the 6th inning in a 4-4 tie against Chris Archer. Here comes his 98th pitch. Oh, scalded up the middle, a dive and a miss by Forsythe. That almost took Archer with it. Goodness.
It was like a gun went off right up the middle of the diamond. You see Archer ducks, and then the second baseman is diving for it too. Look at it, almost hit him right in the back. He's down. I mean, look out. This has got your name on it. I mean, my goodness. I'm just happy I'm alive. That ball is scalded, and you see the second, everybody's diving.
Well, he hasn't fooled anybody. These first couple of batters, Ortiz and Ramirez, have hit the daylights out of it.
I mean, he just undressed the pitcher. Boy, they think that's funny, but you're not the pitcher.
Jackie Bradley with an RBI and a sacrifice. He's also grounded out to second. Pulled the string on that one.
Yeah, it's time to pull the string.
Worth repeating on Archer, his road ERA this season is 6.65. And he's allowed a batting average of 301 in his road starts. Here goes the runner. Conger bobbles it and he drops it right on top of home plate, so it'll be a stolen base for Hanley Ramirez.
They have stoled him blind. 3 stolen bases on the night that the catcher had no chance. Everybody knows the catcher can't throw either, but he didn't hold him on at all. That was one of the biggest jumps you can possibly get. Watch him, he's gone. Tell you what, Hanley has picked quite a few spots to run. Ran the other night when he got drilled, got to first base and took off.
Across for a called strike, 95 as he goes back to the fastball. Erasmo Ramirez now loosens in the bullpen. So for the first time tonight, they have their pen alive. The Red Sox have already gone to the bullpen. 4-4 our score. Only 1 out. Jackie looking to pick up his 56th RBI, and he rolls that one foul. Chris Archer's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. He's over 100. in 5 1/3. Nothing new for him.
Strikeouts are kind of down for him, only 3. But still, the pitch count, he's always going to throw 110, 120 pitches and may not even get into the 7th.
1-2 on JBJ. Bryce Brent's on deck, and it's fouled away.
Boy, he parties with that fastball quite a bit, though. He's not afraid to go at you with it. It's hard to lay off this hard slider right here.
Got a piece of it, though, and fouled it away. Jackie heading to the All-Star game for the first time in his career.
Just gets a piece of this. This is a changeup, 3-fingered changeup. 90 miles an hour, though.
It's a hard change.
That's all. It doesn't get any harder than that.
1-2 coming. All even now on Jackie Bradley. Jackie against right-handers is hitting .312. Has 14 home runs for the year, and 13 have come against right-hand pitching.
Something hard breaking down.
The 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. He held it, according to Gibson.
This is a high slider that he tries to hold up on. Gets it going. Did he hold up?
I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure either. See how they throw the head of the bat right at the end?
Yeah.
Just a little flick.
There was a little wiggle there at the end.
Wiggle.
There's some umpires would have rung him up there. See what he does here with a 3-2 pitch. With Ramirez at second and no throw.
Now he's going to start worrying about the base runner when they get to second. It's not the end of the world if he walks Jackie either, so.
Payoff pitch and a high fly to center, but a routine play for Geyer. There'll be no advance for Hanley Ramirez, and there will be 2 down. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Adam Pellerin. Adam, thank you very much. Back at Fenway, it's tied 4-4. 2 down now. Ramirez still glued to second base. And Bryce Brent's batting for the first time. He had to come on for Brock Holt, who had singled and lined out tonight and stole a base. He had to leave because of a sprained ankle. On the slide at second on his theft back in the 4th inning.
So he got a great jump on this. He's going to steal this bag easily. But his front foot just totally hyperextended. See? Oh, this ankle.
X-rays were negative. He'll be reevaluated tomorrow. So Brent's with the opportunity, and he'll eye a strike to make it 1-1. Tampa Bay has actually out-hit the Sox to this point 8-6. Base hit could put the Red Sox back in front. One and two. Brent has hit safely in 6 of his 8 major league games this season, hitting .333 coming in. And bounced up there by Archer. So 2-2. .111 pitches for Chris Archer.
This will be his last inning. How's he want to finish him off? Another slider.
It's his favorite pitch. He left that one upstairs. So now he's gone full. Aaron Hill on deck. Hickey getting on that top step, the pitching coach. Archer has lost 8 consecutive times to the Red Sox. Here's the 3-2. Base hit. Hanley coming in. He's going to score. Bryce Brentz drives him in, and the Red Sox are back in front 5-4. Isn't the way it goes for Archer against the Red Sox?
He's just thinking, one more pitch, I'm out of this inning, and I'm not going to get a loss. And it's not going to happen. A slider he leaves out over the plate, but still, see, Brentz hooks this ball. You think the shortstop would get to it. He's not really playing him to pull that much, but no range by the shortstop on a dive, and that's an RBI. Red Sox ahead 5-4.
2-out single. It's exactly what Archer was thinking.
Yes, one more pitch, I'm out of this thing. They can't get me.
Here's Aaron Hill. He has an RBI single.
He'll check the runner this time.
Hill comes from a baseball family. He's now 34 years old. His dad was drafted by the Oakland A's. Hill played his college baseball at LSU. A pitch out.
How about that pitch out?
Nothing going on.
Throws it at his shoes.
Ramirez still throwing in their bullpen. Heath Hembree throwing in a Red Sox pen. 2 down and a 1-0. Home run swing there, and the count 1-1. Aaron Hill just acquired yesterday from the Milwaukee Brewers. He was hitting .283 with 8 homers with Milwaukee. Getting a start at third base tonight. Ground ball toward the middle, scooped up, and the force play will retire the side. But the Red Sox are back in front 5-4. Red Sox in their 85th game in 1986. The Red Sox would lose to the Angels of California 5-0. Kirk McCaskill got the complete game shutout. Tom Seaver took the loss for the Red Sox. Ross staying on to pitches. It's fouled away here by Brad Miller. Underway in the 7th. Red Sox with the lead back 5-4 on a Bryce Brentz RBI single. Miller's gone 0 for 2 in a sacrifice that drove in a run.
This will probably be his last hitter with Hembree in the bullpen. Longoria waiting on deck.
Bryce Brents had to come on for Brock Holt, and he delivered his first trip to the plate in tonight's game. And Ross with the 0-2 on Miller. Longoria on deck, and then Morrison. So it's 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order for Tampa Bay. This one firmly in the hands of the bullpen. 1-2 and a chop foul.
Ross has a chance to win this thing right now.
Facing their toughest part of the order, however. Sean O'Sullivan, no decision, 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits. And the 1-2 from the lefty. Moves it back. Red Sox and the Rays again tomorrow afternoon at 4:05, and then Sunday afternoon 1:35 is the last game before the All-Star break. Cut on and missed, and down he goes. Big fastball at 95.
We said he can get it up there. That's it for him. Hembree coming in, but a nice punch out. Nice job by Ross.
Here comes John Farrell to bring on the right-hander to face Longoria, and will return to Fenway with the Red Sox in front 5-4. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals, and by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Cool night at Fenway, and the Red Sox have the lead 5-4. 1 out in the 7th inning. Heath Hembree coming out of the bullpen, where he's been very good, 4-0, a 2.04 earned run average.
Boy, he's done his job. I'll tell you what, kind of hidden in all of this, but I've been paying attention. He's been good from the get-go this year.
Longoria has singled twice. He's also struck out. Heath Hembree comes on to an old classic, which was sung by the band America back in the 60s.
Yeah, why is that?
A Horse with No Name. I've got to find that one out, but I know you like that song.
I do.
Looping line drive, and a base hit into left field. So Longoria has his 3rd hit tonight. He is 3 for 4, and he is on with 1 away in front of Logan Morrison.
Hembree represents Peavy to me. They got rid of Peavy to the Giants. Got Hembree, got Escobar. He's not around now, but not a bad deal. Thinking you get a guy that can maybe go deeper into games and have more important part of this club going forward.
Well, taking on Morrison now, who has struck out, grounded out, and singled. Morrison's been two different hitters, 295 on the road, just 177 at the Trop. Taking ball one.
Hembree has trouble against left-handed hitters, though. Hopefully not tonight, but that's giving him trouble. They get a better look at him too.
And lefty's hitting .420 off of him.
Yeah, that's not good.
Righty's 152, facing a left-hander here. I mean, that is such a sizable split. How do you explain that? Why do the left-handers eat him up, or have so far?
Well, he doesn't have that split. I think if he had a split, it might be a little more helpful to him, but you can't just make yourself throw a split. I mean, he's really a fastball pitcher is what he is.
1 out, 1 on, and a 1-1. Popped him up. Pedroia racing out, still going, and he'll get there to make the play. Longoria back to first, 2 down. Think Energy, powering Fenway, and a smart choice to power your home. Visit thinkenergy.com to enroll today. That sends up Brandon Guyer, the human magnet.
Yeah, here's a guy, Guyer, you can't even afford to throw a ball inside. It might drill him.
And he doesn't mind it. He's been hit 18 times this year. It's not even the All-Star break.
I mean, really.
He was plunked by O'Sullivan in the 5th inning. He's also flied out twice. Red Sox ahead 5-4 in the 7th. Knocked down by Leon. No advance by Longoria. One of the reasons he doesn't mind getting hit so much is Guyer was an excellent high school football player. He was a running back and a linebacker. He thought very seriously about playing Division I college football. The homecoming game his senior year of high school, he scored 7 touchdowns.
Where's that?
Down in Virginia. It's a pretty good homecoming day. Checked his swing, and that one just missed.
You think you'd just look away all the time because everybody would be afraid to come inside. I'm surprised guys haven't come inside on purpose and drilled him on purpose.
To move him back.
A few of those 18 might have been guys that are just wanted to drill him anyway. Just upset that he doesn't move.
The 2-0 pop foul out of play. 2 down, a man at first base. 5-4 Boston with Leon, Betts, and Pedroia due up in the bottom of the 7th.
High fastball or hard slider. Take your choice. Fastball, hard as you can. Get it out there.
Hembree's 2-1. High fly to right field. Pretty well hit, but Betts with room there now comes back in to make the play and retire the side. We're in the middle of the 7th. Red Sox up by 1. Park Casino. Adam and Tim Wakefield will preview Rick Porcello's start tomorrow as he goes for his 11th win, and take a look around the AL East. Red Sox ahead 5-4. Last half of the 7th inning, Erasmo Ramirez, the right-hander from Nicaragua, to make an appearance with a 4.19 ERA.
He's done a nice job for them earlier in the year. Since that time, he's starting to get knocked around a little bit.
First man in will be Sandy Leon. And rather shocking that the 7th inning has rolled around and Leon does not have a hit, because he started the night hitting .477. He has grounded to second and struck out tonight. That was against Archer, who went the first 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, 7 hits. He could lose it again against the Red Sox and would put him 1-9 lifetime against Boston if that happens.
Stayed out there just long enough to give him the 5th run.
1-0, and popped him up off the end of the bat. Miller with the catch for the out. And 1 man gone. NESN Fuel is NESN's new website covering all things automotive. Announced today, it will sponsor Greg Biffle's number 16 Roush Fenway Ford in the New Hampshire 301 on July 17th at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Ticket information available at NHMS.com. And for a closer look at the NESN Fuel NASCAR, check out NESNFuel.com. And Barnes getting ready in the bullpen as Betts gets in and takes a ball into the dirt.
Ramirez has been a jack of all trades for them out of the bullpen. Last year he started 27 games for them, won 11 games. Kind of went unnoticed. This year he's been long man, set up, whatever they needed. Good changeup is what he's got.
Mookie Betts 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. He has stolen a base. 1-1. Cedeno active in the bullpen, a left-hander now for Tampa Bay. Dustin Pedroia on deck, and the 2-1. Line shot up the middle for a base hit. He scalded that one. Kind of similar to Hanley Ramirez base hit in the 6th inning, which really spun the cap of Archer and knocked him down.
Those are scary. I tell you, fastballs away to guys that could go down there and get it. Hanley can, and so can Mookie. Look at him. He kind of swings down on this ball. Bang. No chance to get a glove up.
1 out single. Pedroia now. He's 1 for 3 with a base hit of his own back in the 1st inning. Pedroia hitting .305.
Maybe they'll finally pay attention to a base runner.
Conger, a weak throwing catcher. He's only caught 11% of those trying to steal off him. That's not running on that pitch, is inside. Mookie with a theft is 14th in the 1st inning.
He took off, boom, as soon as he got on the first time up.
Red Sox have already stolen 3 bases in the game and maybe going again.
He just creeps out there.
Not running. And a strike.
That's a gift.
Might be one of the few tonight you could say that Nick Lentz has missed.
Conger didn't even catch it very well.
5-4 Boston in the bottom of the 7th.
There's that little change up here.
Runner goes. Oh, he got a terrific jump. The throw is not going to get him. Another stolen base, number 15 for Betts.
Once again, picks a good pitch to run on, a high changeup. Like he said, Conger doesn't have very good arm. He is off to the races. High throw, kind of slowed down in the slide, but he's safe easy. He takes a peek back, which you normally don't do. The slide, look how it slowed him down, this headlong dive, but he beat it so much that there was no chance. Going to be a lot of stolen bases this weekend. Got 4 on tonight.
"17 games with multiple stolen bases, the most in the American League. And potentially a very big run down there at second base now. 2-1 on Pedroia. And that's downstairs for a ball. Hitters count for Dustin. Bogaerts on deck. And the right-hander's 3-1. Waved right through it. He pulled the string on the changeup.
Once again, I told you his best pitch is his changeup. It's not a 3-finger changeup, but it sinks.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Pedroia, and a whirl and no throw as Betts has to go diving back in.
Boy, the alarms went off when he spun right there with Betts at second. Watch him. Whoa.
Little slip.
That'll scare you.
3-2. Hammered to the third baseman, freezing the runner. Longoria throws low but dug out by Morrison. And Betts could not advance, so now there are 2 down. And Bogaerts will climb in. Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, Eck will break down tonight's game. Andy Brickley and Billy will take a look at the newest Bruin, and the Celtics introduce Al Horford, who is here at the ballpark tonight. As tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. So Bogaerts has gone 1 for 3. He had a base running error early in the game that was costly. Red Sox trying to overcome, and they do have a 5-4 lead. He has singled, flied to right, and grounded to third. And he's hitting .332. Bounced up there. Good stop by Conger. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Ortiz blasted a home run in the 4th inning. A no-doubter down the right field line for number 524. And a 1-0 pitch will miss. We've seen a couple of nice defensive plays tonight. Jackie Bradley made a terrific tumbling play. Best play was probably made by Katie Burt, BC women's goalie. She's the ball attendant down the right field line. She's the cousin of Max Burt, the Northeastern player who is now playing for Harwich on the Cape. He's a terrific player. In there for a called strike. We saw Max during spring training in the Northeastern game against the Red Sox.
How'd you put that all together? It just sort of happened?
Heck, I have my sources.
I was going to say, how does that happen?
2-1 pitch. And hammered deep, but foul as he hooked it up into the Coca-Cola section. He jumped all over that baby.
There's no way you can keep this ball fair, fastball in on him. I know you can pull your hands in a bit, but the ball is so foul. Sounds good, looks good.
Xander .355 with runners in scoring position. Red Sox trying to add on to a crucial run, ahead 5-4 in the 7th. And the 2-2 downstairs. Ortiz would be next. Betts at second. Ramirez with a long look in, and now Bogaerts will get time here from Nick Lentz. This crowd wants another run. Pop foul as he hangs in, and that goes out of play. Maybe a golden chance for the Red Sox to gain on Baltimore tonight, because the Angels are hammering away at Camden Yards 9-3. They're in the 7th as well.
Toronto winning again. They're the ones that are hot.
Yeah, they've won 6 straight. They're up 2-0 in the 7th. The 3-2 again to Bogaerts. Cut on and missed, and down to go strike 3. Fastball got by him. 1 man left. We go to the 8th. 5-4 Red Sox.
Hanley gets a base hit. Nobody pays attention to him. He steals second base, and Bryce Prince comes up with a great big hit, the 5th run for the Red Sox, the go-ahead run off Archer to make it 5-4.
Our game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Archer went 6. Right now he would take the loss. Longoria is 3 for 4. O'Sullivan went 5. No decision for Sean O'Sullivan. David Ortiz, his 21st home run. Aaron Hill in his Red Sox debut, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. So we move to the 8th inning, 5-4 Boston. Barnes trying to work the 8th inning and bridge it to Craig Kimbrell. A .307 earned run average. And he's going to get Souza, Dickerson, and Franklin all home run threats here in the 8th. Souza has gone 0 for 3. And Barnes ready to work, the slender right-hander from UConn. And bounces it right by everybody for ball 1 as he started him with a breaking pitch. Dickerson on deck. Souza 1 for 4 against the righty. And a 1-0 skips again and the count 2-0.
The only thing about Barnes is we know he has the big arm and the 98, but then he goes out and he likes his curveball a lot. It's a great curveball, but the problem with him is he has some control issues. And he'll kind of worry you a little bit. He'll take a lot of 3-2 counts. Has gotten out of it. Sometimes it's not real pretty to watch.
Went to the fastball and drills it right on the corner, according to Lentz.
Boy, perfect 2-0 pitch. You hope the umpire gives it to you. You do it again.
Time is asked for and granted Souza. Again, Tampa Bay 3-19 in their last 22 games. Although a couple of those wins came against the Red Sox at the Trop. In a terribly frustrating series. Here's the 2-1. And another strike. At 98 this time.
I mean, boom. That is a big arm. I mean, he does this regular. He's up to 98 a lot. We see it a lot from him. He throws as hard as anybody in that bullpen, and that's including Kimbrel.
Trying to finish him now. And does. He blew him away. Right back to the fastball. So he started with 3 curveballs. And then he goes with the fastball right after that. One after another.
And that's big league hair. I mean, I'm talking about that is hump 98 right by you. Started him off with 2 bad curveballs and then came back with 3 good fastballs.
So 1 man out. Dickerson the batter. He has doubled, singled, and flied out. 2 for 3. Red Sox in the lead 5-4 here in the 8th. These 2 guys have been in a lot of trouble. Dickerson and Franklin have combined for 4 hits tonight. Not to mention a couple of stolen bases. So this has really been the toughest part of their order. Right by everybody.
Back to the breaking ball.
That's just not working.
Well, he didn't hang it.
He certainly didn't.
He didn't hang it. If you're going to throw a bad one, do that.
Tampa Bay has 9 hits. The Sox have 8. Bryce Brent's putting the Red Sox ahead with a go-ahead single in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0. Off the outside. So to count 2-0. Sean O'Sullivan went 5 innings tonight. So it's a heavy load for the bullpen. Trying to take game 1 from the Rays. Now the 2-0. And that's a ball. So to count 3-0. Barnes will have to come all the way back here. Dickerson taking all the way, man through there for a strike. Game 2 tomorrow afternoon at 4:05. Rick Porcello against Matt Moore. And on Sunday at 1:35, David Price takes on Jake Odorizzi. Here's Moore, who's 5-5. He beat the Red Sox at the Trop.
You know Dickerson wants to take a shot at a bomb here.
He's hit 13 of them and won't go after it. It is outside for ball 4. So they have a base runner. As we take a closer look at tomorrow's pitching matchup, Moore 5-5, a 4.54 ERA. Porcello 10-2, 3.82. Closer look brought to you by FW Web, Selection Expertise Solutions. More at FWWeb.com. Tying runners aboard here in the 8th inning for Tampa Bay, and Franklin, who has been so tough on the Red Sox, is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored. And he starts him off with a much better breaking ball for strike 1. Robbie Ross and Heath Hembree have already worked in this game. Ross would have a chance at a victory tonight. In there for a strike along the outside corner.
Back-to-back hooks. This little back door just barely catches the outside corner.
Would he triple up?
Oh yeah. He's not. He's going to throw him high hair.
0-2. A little too high. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Franklin. Conger on deck.
Back to the curveball.
Red Sox have not had a double play tonight. Check swing, and he went. That is strike 3. Down he goes. Home plate umpire Lentz ringing him up.
What's he complaining about?
That he didn't swing the bat, I suppose.
I thought he was saying he foul tipped it, but he swung. See if he tipped this ball. No, not even no chance.
No, it was all about the swing,
right.
and they did appeal down to the third base ump Gibson, and Gibson said yes, he swung the bat. So both umpires agreed, and it's the second K in the inning for Barnes.
Boy, he missed that curveball badly.
And it'll send up Conger, who has struck out twice and grounded out tonight. 2 away here in the 8th inning, with the Red Sox leading at 5-4. And Conger hitting 195.
They've got nobody to pinch hit for him, if you think about it.
No. They're stuck with him at this point. Does have 3 home runs. Five-4 Sox in the 8th. And the 1-0. Foul tipped at the plate. The Red Sox with a chance to get some breathing room in the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Ortiz, Ramirez, and Bradley. Crazy. Dickerson aboard at first base.
He's not going anywhere.
Dustin Pedroia patrolling shallow right field in the shift. Two men out. And Barnes home with the 1-1. In there for a strike. Touching 98 again.
Easy 98 for Barnes. Effortless. Take your pick. High gas.
And the 1-2 from Barnes. Fouled back. Well, he was ready for that one.
Yes, he was.
He loaded up, but did not get it. Forsythe on deck. He got one back in the 3rd inning, a home run off O'Sullivan, which cleared everything up and over the monster. The monster seats and out of Fenway. Ortiz has homered for Boston. Check the fastball again. Got him. He struck him out. He advanced 3 in the inning. question presented by People's United Bank. And let's take a look at what topics people can vote on to hear you talk about tonight on NESN Sports Today. David Ortiz homering again. Aaron Hill's debut, or Sox on the run. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply.
Sox were on the run tonight, right? 4 stolen bases.
Here comes Xavier Cedeno out of their bullpen, where he's been pretty tough and generally stays away from ball 4. David Ortiz, first man in, and taps one back to him. That'll be 1 pitch and 1 man out. David now 1 for 4 with a home run.
Probably was guessing fastball, got breaking ball.
Now it's Koji warming in the bullpen, and right now it looks like he'll be called on to save this thing, and not Craig Kimbrell.
I think that's what you get for having pitched twice, Tuesday and Wednesday against Texas.
John Farrell talking with Jackie Bradley, who is due up after Hanley Ramirez, who has walked, struck out, and singled. And he has one of those 4 stolen bases tonight for Boston. Red Sox ahead 5-4 in the 8th.
Could use another one.
Hanley singled up the middle in the 6th inning, and it knocked Archer, the pitcher, on his belly. You could have hung your wash on that line. It was so straight.
He can hit some ropes. He really can.
So he's now up to 289. He's had a really fine homestand. And it'll lay off inside. Hanley hitting .413 over his last 13 games, so his batting average is up from 265 to 289.
You know, they start seeing it, and they see it, and then they put a hurting on that baseball.
The lefty's 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bradley on deck. Koji getting ready in the bullpen. Now you're right, Kimbrell worked back-to-back out of the bullpen before the off day. John Farrell said after the second performance he wanted the ball for that game.
So it cost him a chance at this save, you'd think. Because if he hadn't pitched that day, he wouldn't pitch him. He would pitch him tonight.
I would think so.
Yeah. But because he wanted, it wasn't Farrell that said go out there the second night in a row. He wanted the ball back. He wanted to put that game behind him. And he did, but he's not pitching tonight.
Bases empty, 1 down in the 8th. 5-4 Red Sox leading Tampa Bay. Fouled off himself. And Hanley's been doing this a lot lately. And has to hobble out of there. He's been beating himself up.
Well, he needs more protection.
Boy, don't you bet that got him in probably the same spot as a previous one. And this is just agonizing.
You never see somebody hobble all the way over there like that. See if he hits the top of his foot again. No, it got his shin. Man. Inside half. I mean, you get smoked in there.
Man.
I mean, he is hurting.
I saw Travis Shaw moving around very quickly in the Red Sox dugout. And Travis just did that to himself as well, but off his foot. And yet he's probably going to have to get in there if Hanley can't continue. He is going to get in there if he can't continue.
He's going to go put that guard that was on the top of his foot, put it on his shin.
Boy, painful just to see him walk. And I don't know if he can continue. This looks agonizing.
Well, I guess he wants to hit.
Oh, he's fighting to stay in there. Oh, he's grabbing his helmet. How about that?
I don't think that shin guard's going to help much. But it's there just in case. See it?
He's dragging that leg.
Isn't he? Why don't you borrow a full guard, a full leg guard? Huh?
You look on John Farrell's face like, I'm not so sure. He's just in.
I think they're laughing at where he put that guard.
That might be true. But he's back in. Hanley getting a chant of appreciation here at Fenway Park.
Throw one inside about knee high. I mean, you're not going to touch that.
That might make him feel a little bit better. A classy reaction at Fenway. Bases empty, one down. And the lefty's 2-2. Hit hard but foul.
I don't know if he could have made it to second base. Gives him something he could pull. He yanks this ball down the line.
Tell you what, he didn't let up on his swing.
No.
John Farrell keeping a close eye on him here. Red Sox ahead 5-4 in the 8th.
He just doesn't want to see that slider down and in.
And the count moves to 3-2. Long wait for Jackie Bradley. Koji's all warmed up in the Sox bullpen. And Cedeno works the 3-2 and tied him up. He struck him out, and so there are 2 gone.
There's that pitch down and in, the one he didn't want. Looked like ball 4. It's a little slider down and in, swings over the top of it.
Slow walk back for Hanley. Now the question is, can he continue at first base? He is not happy with his at bat. Jackie Bradley 0 for 2. He solves that with a base hit right through the hole. He's on for the first time tonight. Does have an RBI on a sac fly back in the first inning.
First ball swinging. He didn't care what it is. He's going to get to it. Good curveball by Cedeno. First pitch, curveball. Curveball strike. Yanks it in the hole.
That'll bring up Bryce Brentz, who has one at bat tonight and has a base hit that drove in the go-ahead run in the 6th inning. It's held up since. Red Sox in the lead 5-4. And Bradley back in.
Brentz had a good at bat against Archer. Hit a 3-2 slider up the middle, out of the reach of Miller at short.
Brentz had to come out when Brock Holt was injured. Sprained his ankle sliding into second base on a steal. X-rays were negative. That X-ray machine's getting a lot of use for the Red Sox lately. A little too much for John Farrell's taste, I'm sure.
Kind of wonder about Brock Holt with that sprained ankle. How long that'll be.
1-0, and there's a base hit into left center field. Bradley takes off, rounding second. Full head of steam into third. He'll stop there. Bryce Brentz off the bench is 2 for 2.
Boy, he stung that ball up the middle. He'd seen a couple of cutters. He didn't pull off.
So the Sox with a chance to grab an extra run.
You see a little cutter, didn't cut all that much, but he stays down on it, hits a bullet up the middle. Good swing by Brentz. Bradley going to third.
And the hitter will be Aaron Hill.
As soon as he sees that hit, he's going to third. There's no doubt about it. 2 outs. Big run there at third.
Hill, the 34-year-old infielder, just acquired yesterday from Milwaukee, is 1 for 3. Got his first Red Sox hit and RBI in the 4th inning. Big run down there at third base for Boston. And a person of Jackie Bradley.
This guy's he's throwing very hittable cutters.
Red Sox have reached 10 hits. Tampa Bay has 9. The 0-1. Base hit into right field. It comes through again. Jackie Bradley in to score. Runners at first and second. 6-4 Boston. Aaron Hill paying immediate dividends.
Yes, he has got to be feeling good about tonight. 2 big RBIs for him. 2 hits, 2 big RBIs. Sees a curveball this time. Doesn't try to pull. Keeps his head down. Slaps it the other way. Right by Morrison. 3 hits in a row. 6-4 Red Sox. You see Brent's hold up at second.
3 hits, all with 2 out. And so that'll do it for Cedeno. They'll go to the right-hander Garten. He's coming out of their bullpen. We'll take the break as well. Big insurance run. The Red Sox in front 6-4 in the 8th. More in a moment. Red Sox pressing for more. First and second. They're on top 6-4 in the 8th inning. Ryan Garten out of their bullpen. Had a perfect 7th inning yesterday in their game against the Angels. The Angels are beaten up on Baltimore 9-3 in the 8th inning at Camden Yards. Here's Sandy Leon, a bad lefty. He's gone 0 for 3 tonight.
Gotta wonder why Cash left Cedeno in really to face Hill when he had him to come into this game. It's after the fact, I know, but
yeah, Hill a right-hand hitter and had a right-hander warmed, but stuck with the lefty. Fly toward left near the line. Long run for Franklin, but he'll make the catch, and the Red Sox will settle for the 1. We'll see if it's enough. It's Koji time as we go to the 9th. 6-4 Boston.
ninth, Koji Uehara getting ready to pitch the ninth. But in the eighth, Matt Barnes showed what he can do with 3 punch-outs. First being Souza with a fastball right by him. Curveball to Franklin made him look bad, and the fastball put away Conjure. Punches out the side, holds a 5-4 lead, which is 6-4 now to Koji.
Koji Uehara bidding for his 3rd save of the season. That ERA is troublesome, 4.83. He's allowed 26 hits in 31 2/3. And the home run ball has been problematic. Shaw coming on to play first as Hanley Ramirez had to leave. First pitch in there for a strike. Hanley coming out because of a left shin contusion after fouling that ball viciously off his shin. He did stay in the game and continued his at bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back by Forsythe, who's blasted a long home run here tonight. He's 1 for 3.
That's why that run is so huge for a closer to come into a game. Are you kidding me? You could challenge the first hitter. It makes all the difference in the world. Koji comes out firing 2 fastballs.
And the 0-2. Foul back.
You know, obviously the problem that Koji has had all year with the home run ball, they've all been split fingers. None of them are fastballs that are out of the ballpark.
Forsythe just 1 for 6 and 3 strikeouts against him. Bounces that one right by everyone to make it 1-2.
Whatever that was, he wasn't going to hang. That's one of the ugliest cutters he's ever thrown. I like that ugly one in the dirt. That never had a chance.
No.
Don't you think he knows that I don't want to hang any cutters anymore?
Miller on deck, then Longoria. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Forsythe. And he wouldn't offer at it. 2-2.
It's a little cutter that he yanked in the outside corner. Normally that ball goes the other way. Back to the fastball.
And a shot drilled to the wall, but backing up, making a catch. Bryce Brentz out of the warning track. Bob's Discount Furniture is going to bat for the Jimmy Fund again this year. Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved. Everybody saves at Bob's, the only choice for untouchable furniture value, available in store or at mybobs.com. So Forsythe retired, Miller to climb in. He's gone 0 for 3 with a sac fly in the 5th inning. And the man on deck, Longoria, has just been dazzled throughout his career by Koji Uehara.
Oh, he can't even sniff him. I mean, that is bad.
2 for 22 and a dozen strikeouts. Miller takes it up high.
Like to face him with nobody on.
Miller with 13 home runs. And the 2-0. He went for that one. That was out of the strike zone. He helped him there.
I don't ever quite understand 2-0. I guess he thought it was over the plate. The ball ran a little bit, but you got to get on base here.
Floated foul out of play. Now 2-2. Koji working quickly. Gets the first out on a pretty well struck line drive. Now 2 strikes on the number 2 man. Has him set up for that splitter.
It's always nice if you can make a mistake. It's not going to get you. Fastball in. See ya. What are you looking for?
Down he goes, strike 3. They went back to number 1.
Absolutely froze him. I mean, look at this pitch. Supposed to be inside. It's right. Got a bunch of the plate, and he can't pull the trigger.
He must have been looking splitter. That's what I thought he was going to throw. And instead he sets him down with a fastball, and that brings up Longoria. Base is empty, 2 down. And a high fly ball driven deep to left field, rising up, up, it is gone.
You tell me how that second run isn't important. Woo. Oh.
Number 19 for Longoria. A guy who has never really had a sniff of Koji, but now takes him out of the ballpark to make it a one-run game.
Sooner or later, you're going to get him. Sooner or later, and thank goodness it was a solo shot. Got 2 runs to work with, all forgotten. And that's the first home run Koji's given up on a fastball, and he got it. And he lifted this ball out of the ballpark. This guy can hit.
The 8th time that Koji has allowed a home run this season. So now it is 6-5.
Number 19 for Longoria.
And brings up Morrison, who's hit 10 of them. First splitter will miss for ball 1. He's gone 1 for 4 with a single.
This home run bomb stuff is getting old.
Red Sox in front in the 9th inning, 6-5, and the 1-0. Way out in front to make it 1-1.
There's a good split finger right there. Keep it right there. Ball's dipping down out of the strike zone. Got him way off balance.
The 1-1 to Morrison. Fly ball center field, racing back Bradley. Has room. He's there. He's got it, and the Red Sox win it 6-5. A little too close for cover, but the Red Sox pick off Tampa Bay in game 1.
I'll tell you what, it was kind of scary there in the 5th inning when they tied it. He almost left O'Sullivan in too long. Meanwhile, the bullpen picked it up, only a run there in the 9th. Brent's had a big hit. You talk about Aaron Hill, had a couple 2 big hits and 2 RBIs. And once again, Big Papi went bridge.
Adam, in the end, the Red Sox had just enough, 6-5, to take game 1 and maybe gaining on the Orioles tonight.